Hello, folks. Welcome to
We are,
our second week in a row of pre-recording the Boys Club, Big Chicken and the Lazy Man live stream.
yep, that's us. That's me listening with my headphones. We
Yeah,
lube
Big
up
Chicken
our
got headphones.
we lube up our tape deck with bacon grease. How about you guys?
Oh God, we're not going to get it. Let's pace ourselves. We're not going to get into that immediately. There's other stuff going on in the Scalfani verse.
Oh, do tell. What do you think is interesting that happened this week
Well,
in Jack World?
time passes as well, and when you're with Jack long enough for a long enough timeline, it's not the only thing that passes. The other thing that passes are kidney stones.
Oh, right. You must be talking about Jack's surgery that he had this week, where he had 8. Is it 8 centimeter or 8 millimeter? I don't know. We've been told both.
It has to be millimeter. Again, 8 centimeters is 3 inches. Now, he did have to go in for surgery for that, which normally kidney stones are done as kind of an outpatient procedure. They basically just put an ultrasound mic up to your belly and they blast it with sound waves, and it turns into basically aquarium gravel. And then you pass that through your manhole,
Yeah.
your man pee hole, your pee manhole,
Oh, okay. We get it. Yeah.
your manhole brothers.
So
Because hey, we're
now,
going out to Western Pennsylvania.
no. Well,
The
so
manhole
now
brothers.
we should recap really quickly. I mean, everybody here knows, but for the newcomers, what are Jack's
Don't forget
ailments?
to like and
These.
subscribe, newcomers. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, I should put up the banner. What are our Jack ailments? Like, let's run down. If you were a doctor, what are the things that are wrong with Jack?
Well, there are
Bes-
so many things that are wrong. You have to qualify how we're going to order them. Do you want them alphabetical, chronological, severity, reverse chronological?
well, I
By
think we're
what
just.
ontology shall we describe Jack's maladies?
So we're on stroke number 2.
Yeah, well, we're on stroke number 3. He's had 2 strokes, full blown, not TIAs, not mini strokes, full on AMA qualified strokes. That means that a chunk of some kind of bacon grease or some other blood coagulant released itself in Jack's arteries, lodged itself in an artery in Jack's neck or head long enough to cut off blood flow and oxygen to a section of Jack's brain that died.
Yeah, and so because of that, his primary or his dominant hand, which is his right hand, is essentially dead from the shoulder down. Like, there's no movement in it. He's been trying to train it with an arm bike, some kind of arm stretchy thing, but he didn't do any actual physical
The
therapy for it.
Sabo.
The Sabo arm stretch. He hasn't done any real laborious physical therapy to like retrain his brain to like use those muscles.
No.
So that's kind of
What
where we're at with the
what
stroke.
what most modern neurologists will tell you is that if you really want to, if you have some type of stroke or ischemic episode that does this, that you lose a piece. Basically, the neural connections are severed, so you have to force your brain to grow new connections because your brain will route around damaged parts. So you can regrow neural connections, you can regrow neurons, you can force the neurons that you have to make new connections. But to do that, it takes a lot of concentration and a lot of effort. You kind of have to you have to will it to happen. So that means when you go to physical therapy, you're not just there to do your minimum. You have to do the maximum. You have to put in extra credit. You have to. None of this sounds like Jack, does it?
No, not at all.
Hence why Jack, 4 or 5 years down the road from stroke number 2, which removed the use of his dominant hand and arm, that's why Jack struggles with it. He's regained some movement in it, but I mean, we've talked multiple times on the show about how the blood pools at the bottom of it, so there's obviously vascular stuff going on,
Mhm.
and how he just he can open and close his grip, but it's not a huge degree of freedom. It's not a huge amount of movement that he has, and when he moves, he does not have the muscular strength or the neural strength in the arm to keep it from flopping.
Right.
It flops
Um,
like his bowls used to.
I was gonna say just like floppy bowl.
Right, floppy
Um,
bowl, floppy hand, floppy arm.
So I mean, we had a situation with the kidneys or the kidney stones this week, but that's not the first time that's happened. There was
Right.
at least one other incident, possibly more, that in recent memory I can think of where he had to have kidney stones removed.
Well, you know
Um,
why? You know why that happened with Jack, right?
well, his diet sucks.
Oh no, 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 no. Oh, sure it does, but that's not the point. That's not how you get kidney stones. Ho, 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 ho. Contrary to modern medical science, Jack knows better. Apparently, it is the calcium in the water, the tap water that Tammy has been forcing him to
Oh,
drink.
oh, I
The extra
remember.
tap water that Jack has been forced to drink from the Murfreesboro or and greater Memphis suburbs where he lives now in Tennessee. It's very hard water there, lots of lime scale, lots of calcium in the water. And of course, because Profile by Starvation has had him drinking eight glasses of water, 64 ounces of water a day, and Tammy's been enforcing it, Empress Tammy, mommy wife. Um, Jack has been drinking, has been religious with his water consumption, and wouldn't you know it, combine that with his with his ultra healthy living, his body just couldn't handle all of that water, and it rejected it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting theory.
Now,
I know
the
it's
lazy
not
man.
yours, but I know that's one we heard on a live stream in the past month or so.
Oh yes, he was proffering that when he
Yeah,
mentioned when he completely misdiagnosed himself as having 8 centimeters.
right,
As most people tell you, the kidneys are only about 9 centimeters in length. They're about the size of your fist. Yeah, it would take up the entire, basically the entire kidney would be compromised. Jack would be on a transplant list by now if it were in fact 8 centimeters.
right.
That
That'd be like
basically
giving
they would write
birth.
off the kidney. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with Jack that makes his Profile by Starvation diet plan so pathetic is that given Jack's long list of medical maladies, he's no longer in the game to win it. He's in the game to not lose whatever he has left. This is not a guy
It's the
at
rate. It's a
8
race to
p.m.
the bottom, is what you're
This is not
saying.
a guy at 8 p.m., your casual poker player going into the casino. And it's not Vegas or Atlantic City, it's someplace else. Some local Indian reservation casino that they opened up in
Reno.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, or Seneca Lake, New York. This is not Jack going in there with the full tray of chips, because he's been playing his online poker and he's got a system and he's just going to work his system. He's going to sit there for 3 hours. He's going to play a little very conservative bets till he sees the good hand come by. He's counting cards in his head. This is not Jack at 8 p.m. at Friday 8 p.m. at the poker table enacting his strategy to win, to beat the house, because it is statistically improbable but possible to beat the house in a game like 5 card draw. This is 3 a.m. Vegas Jack. He sold the car. He's now pawning the wedding ring. He's 15K in the hole. All he wants to
Oh,
do is be able to afford the plane ticket home so he could make up some excuse to the wife as to why the fuck he just, auctioned off the children's future and their car.
is
This
that
is Jack.
is
This
that
is
where
Jack doing damage control.
is that where that tacky ass wedding ring, that bling ring that he used to have went, or is it just his fingers are too sausage like now to fit it on anymore? What do
Oh
you
yeah,
think? Or
that's a good question.
a little bit of
I
A, a little bit of B, maybe.
Probably, yeah. No, yeah, I think that went the way of the dodo when they moved to Tennessee and he could get the Nash ring. I think Tammy spied those somewhere, but who knows it? Yeah. Oh, when he had the stroke. Oh God,
What? What?
this just
What?
turned. They probably had to cut it off of him because his
Oh yeah.
hands swelled. Because if when you have ischemia like that, they probably had to cut that off of him during one of his medical maladies, because his fingers probably inflated and it was probably causing necrosis to the finger.
You can usually get them sized though, because when I was first pregnant with my daughter, my firstborn, my they tell you to take your wedding rings off. Of course, I'm an idiot. I didn't, and sure enough, it had to get cut off my finger. But when you take it back, and they can size those usually. But I'm thinking because Jack is so morbidly obese, which is another malady that he has that we're not mentioning. I mean, that's an obvious one. I don't think it needs to be mentioned, but there at some point, at least for women,
Well, the morbid obesity for him is a character trait. I don't really count that as a disease.
right. At some point for the style of wedding ring that I had,
Uh-huh.
it could only be sized out so far, and maybe that's the situation with Jack's bling ring. Maybe
Mhm.
for that style band, you can only stretch it out so far. But
It did not look like it was of great quality to begin with. Was that really 24? Again, you can
it was
resize a
tacky as
24
fuck.
carat, right? You can resize a 24 carat gold ring. When you're down to the 14 and the 10 carat, and it was probably plated, I don't think
Well,
that's good. They're not putting that. They're not putting that little Humpty Dumpty ring back together.
Well, my band was pretty narrow. Jack's was like a big pimp daddy ass ring, so he
Right.
had a little bit more gold meat
And
to work with there.
it was probably already two sizes too small
Right.
before the drainage hit. So
Right. I mean, I tried all the tricks too when that happened to me. Like they say, "Oh, try the Windex thing like the on my big fat Greek wedding. Try like, putting your hand in ice cold water, like all the things, like butter. Tried them all. It was not coming off. Like luckily it wasn't cutting off my circulation, but maybe that's why um Jack doesn't have it anymore. Maybe it literally, like, it was an emergency situation where they had to cut it
that's
off.
what I mean.
They had no choice, or he was going to lose that finger.
That was in the ER. Yeah, the guy's like, first thing that happens, that's got to go. Like,
Right. Right. And like, even when you have other situations going on, like trauma, they cut your clothes right off of you. They don't
yep,
care that it's Tommy Hilfiger or what, I don't know what is an expensive designer these days, but
right.
they'll cut your clothes right off of you.
Higgy
Um
Tom figure. I wear Higgy Tom finger. It's a knockoff variety. It's more
oh,
affordable.
okay. Well, so then Jack was in a he wanted to get back in shape. This was, I think, at the end of, was it last year? No. It was it was the
Year before.
beginning it was the beginning of the year before, because it was around Christmas time, and they
Right.
wanted to do a 5K, and it was a 5K walk. It wasn't a
Right.
run because Jack ain't running nowhere. Um and he injured both of his Achilles heels or
Yeah.
Achilles tendons.
There's Achilles
Um
tendons. They're the ones
and
that run along the back of your ankles.
and
In
so
morbidly obese people, Achilles tendon issues are common for two reasons. Number one, obviously you're not moving, so you're not stretching, and you're not contracting and expanding the tendon as much as a normal person who gets a regular amount of exercise. Number two, with the added weight, humans stand up because the tendons act like rubber bands.
mhm.
So those rubber bands are if you're not stretching them, then the material of the tendon gets wonky, and then when you do try to stretch them, that wonkiness is damaged, and then it's very easy to tear them. Also, you in the Achilles, you also in the ankle area, you can get calcium deposits if your diet's not that great and you're not flushing your system.
You
And
could
then
also get gout too, right? Or is that what that
yes,
is? Okay.
well, this is different. So this is calcium deposits in the back of the ankle,
Okay.
and you will get spurs.
Oh, right,
It's
yeah.
very depending upon if you sit for long periods of time, if you can develop spurs on the backs of your ankles that form these little knife-like protrusions of bone of solidified calcium that will cut the Achilles tendon. I'm not sure what Jack had medically specifically, but it's one of those two.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess the sedentary lifestyle causes the tendon to go wonky, plus shit diet.
So he had both of those operated on, not at the same time,
Right.
over, a year period, like maybe one at the beginning and then the pandemic happened and then maybe one at the end. But he was in a Scooty Puff for a good portion of last year. Um,
And the fun part was, so the Scooty Puff, because they have to cut the ankle, they want you to keep all the weight off it completely until it heals.
mhm,
So it's one of those scoots where you basically, it looks like a little tricycle with a high seat. So what you're
right,
supposed to do is you're supposed to rest your knee on it and hang your ankle off the back of it and
right,
push yourself along with it with your
right.
good foot. Jack decided to ride it like a special needs toddler riding a tricycle. So he would ride the thing like a tricycle. He would put his ass on the seat, not his knee.
Yeah, they tried to offer me. I broke my. I don't know if it was the tibia or the fibula. It was one of them in my left ankle, and they were trying to give me one of those when I lived in like I basically lived in a studio apartment. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. I know I'm not supposed to be putting weight on it, but for me in a studio apartment, it doesn't make much sense. But
Mhm.
I like basically seeing how those work. I understand what you're saying because that was my same situation. Like I could not put any weight on that.
Right,
And it was painful to do so, so you wouldn't want to do it anyway. But
right.
yeah, he rode it like a tricycle.
Yes, he did. He used to sit on the seat, which you're supposed to just put your knee on, because it's not meant to be a seat. It's just meant to rest your knee on. So rest your knee on it, so your ankle doesn't have to support any of your body's weight. It's basically acting like an artificial ankle because it's the way the weight is stacking. But anywho,
Right.
we're 16 minutes into this. And we haven't gotten through them all because let's not forget the morbid obesity. Let's not forget the diabetes.
The
He is
diabetes.
he is full
Yep.
on type 2 adult diabetic.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had high cholesterol, high blood pressure, those kind of things too. I mean,
Well,
he
the
doesn't.
hypertension's built into the morbid obesity. You cannot be morbid obese without also suffering uh, high systolic classic systolic hypertension.
And I mean the things that come from the diabetes, like obviously his vision is going to go downhill. Like he has glasses.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, we're not really counting that stuff, but basically, this guy's a fucking mess, and he
right.
has every reason, and he's had every red flag and opportunity to turn his life around, and yet he continues to fall into the same fucking patterns and blame everybody but himself for it.
Oh, right.
Everybody but himself.
It takes a lot of self acknowledgement. It takes a lot of self actualization to be able to say, you know what, I've screwed up, and still have enough self esteem to say, but I'm a worthy person who has made mistakes. But underneath it all, I'm worthy of love and I'm worthy of fixing these things that have gone wrong. I'm a
Right.
smart person. I'm a good person. I can do it. We
Well,
all know Jack's history. There ain't none of those tools in that toolbox. What we're
no.
talking about there is a fresh set of Sears Craftsman when they were still sold at Sears. You know, the big red toolbox, and you open it up, and the shiny chrome and the nickel alloy glints your eye. You're like, it's too bright. That Jack has the hand me down toolbox from a dad that didn't really know what he was doing. So he's got like the broken claw hammer that doesn't have the full wooden handle on it. He's got the rusty wrenches that are, completely caked in oxidation. He's got like the flathead screwdriver that's got a chip taken out of it. He's got the Phillips head screwdriver where the bit is so worn down it might as well be an awl. These are the tools that Jack's trying to use to fix his life.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to go well, and it hasn't gone well. And yet, Jack has convinced himself. If Jack was doing this as kind of like if Jack were doing his impression of Nicolas Cage in the movie Leaving Las Vegas. I forget who directed. I think it was Gus Van Sant who directed Leaving Las Vegas. I could be mistaken on that, but Nicolas Cage finds out that he's going to die. So and he's a screenwriter in Los Angeles. So rather than go out, close the curtains and sing me Bible songs, Nicolas Cage says, screw it. Loads up his car with alcohol, drives to Las Vegas, hires a hooker, and spends the last 30 days of his life in a drunken stupor in a hotel room, laying by the pool. And just, there's a glorious scene from the trailer where he's pushing the little shopping cart you get in the liquor store.
Yeah.
And, Nicolas Cage is just dancing with glee, with near suicidal glee, just pushing bottles of hard alcohol into the cart. That's what you would want Jack to be like. you would want Jack to be starring in Eating Las Vegas, where you see Jack pushing
And
the cart,
he has.
dancing down the aisle like Michael Madsen in Reservoir Dogs, just doing a little two-step as he loads the cakes and the shit in the cart. But he would be acknowledging the fact that, look, I am burning the candle at both ends, folks. I'm going to
Right.
burn bright, but I'm going to burn fast.
Jack
Jack,
is way too narcissistic to admit any kind of faults. His cooking, his lifestyle, his family life, anything. He is too much of a narcissist to acknowledge any failure. He thinks he's the best at all things. He's the best dad,
he's
he's the best
infantile. I
husband,
don't. Yeah,
he's the best cooking show. He deserves to be on the Food Network. Like we've seen everything. We've
right.
seen it all. We've seen the gamut of delusion from the Cooking with Jack and the Jack on the Go channel. So I think that's a good jumping point to get into our first video. And the
Yes.
reason that we've recapped, and I'm sure we're missing here a couple ailments that I'm sure one of you, when this premieres, will chime in and remind us of.
Well,
But
the
those are the
erectile dysfunction. The
those are
low testosterone brought on by morbid obesity that can lead some men in their later lives to consider homosexuality,
the unable to
because
find like
really he's turning himself feminine by having, men
man
lose
tits.
testosterone in their later life, right? But
Jack had
also
bitch tits.
obesity, right? If you don't have the testosterone to counteract the estrogen that all human beings have, so that's why older fatter men develop bitch tits, as they call them, and
Right. Yeah.
Jack begins considering an alternative lifestyle, shall we say. So yeah, what Jack doesn't realize is those extra calories he gets putting mustard and mayonnaise on the sandwich,
Oh,
could lead him into the arms of Meat Marine.
we'll get into that, but I think one thing you're missing here is the fact that Jack has not probably seen his own penis in more than I don't know how many years, but he has to lift up the Gut Food and Family to find it, if you know what I mean. But I think what we're trying to get to here, like recapping all of these terrible, terrible things, afflictions that Jack has. You would think that
Unfurling the scroll of maladies.
right. You would think that Jack, with all these things happening. Oh, that reminds me. I just remembered another one.
Oh dear.
He had his thyroid operated on recently too. We forgot to
Yes.
mention that. I forgot about that. But anyway, getting back into it, you would think this profile by Samford, would breathe fresh vibrance into his life, like, hey, I can really turn my life around. I see a little bit of a difference, whether or not he's telling us the truth about how much weight he's actually lost. Like, even if he'll say he's lying, and he lost half of what he said,
Oh, he's
15,
lying.
well, say 15 pounds, you feel a difference
Right.
from you feel a difference at 10, you 5, 10, you start feeling a little bit more vibrant, like you have a little bit more energy, you feel a little bit more healthy.
Hmm.
You're not like a sloth in a chair anymore, like you feel it.
Right.
um so it kind of encourages you to, it like gives you momentum to like keep eating the right way. Not our Jack. And the first example that we're going to get into here was the Tuesday video this week. So let me pull up my screen here. The
Oh
first,
God.
the
I
first,
can't even see the tubs. I can't.
the first video we're going to watch this week was the Tuesday video.
We
So
have
we're
to
gonna.
watch this. Everybody knows what's gonna happen.
I think we owe it to our audience to watch this along with them.
I
Um,
will I will tell you that this video pushed me to the edge this week. This video almost made it, folks, that from now forward you would be listening to Pink Chicken and the Pink Chicken Show. Just her. I was about to leave this. This video had me at the same point that most Walking Dead fans, the television show Walking Dead fans, were at the end of the season 7 premiere. If people out there watch The Walking Dead, if you remember how you felt midway through the episode that was entitled "The Day Will Come When You Won't Be," when they actually introduced the character of Negan in the flesh, and Negan did what he did to two members of the survivors, to Glenn and the ginger whose name escapes me now. But when you remember seeing that episode, the show crossed a line between fiction as you understood it, between drama and just cruelty, torture porn. That show crossed that line during that episode. This episode with Jack, especially knowing all of his maladies, buying bacon grease.
Oh, I'm sure it's a sponsorship though, right?
Oh well,
Wait.
he's gonna claim that he is because he always does.
Right. Oh, did you see that? I know we pointed this out last week, but
I'd be less revolted if Jack had a Ziploc bag on that table and said, "Hey guys, guess what I'm into now? Buying worn ladies' panties off the internet." I'd be less disgusted than to know that he's buying strained bacon grease off the internet than if he was buying worn, used women's underwear.
we talked about this last week, but in the background here, if you could see my mouse, I don't know if it's showing up, but do you see over his elbow, instead of saying time to eat you, it just says me to eat you now.
Oh yeah.
And Piggy is still hidden, obviously.
This is going to be a long one, folks. We have begun to analyze the subconscious cinematography of the Scalfani-verse. We're going to get into a video later where they go to Moe's Southwestern Grill, which Jack did his mush-brain mistakes for Chipotle's that Junior worked at for a brief period of time, obviously before getting fired. But there's some subtle camera framing in there that Pink Chicken pointed out that is completely unintentional and yet totally irrelevant. The "me to eat ya" in the back of this overexposed, unbalanced camera shot. Combine that with the bacon up next to the stains on his shirt is just indication that the universe is now aware of Jack Scalfani and is letting you know its opinion of him.
Do you think if we start mentioning, like, if we start saying, "See you, Steam Glove," do you think he'll start hiding those too? Like, we see you, Steam Glove.
We see you, Steam Glove. We see you, Tea Kettle.
We see you, Tea Kettle. We see you, Ninja Foodie.
We see you, Bistro Sign.
We see you, your opinion is not in the recipe sign. He'll come back next week and everything will be cleared off his counters.
He'll put up the green screen. There'll be nothing there. He'll be in a void.
What a bitch. Okay, let me start this video. And prepare for the garbage stew is my breaking point with Jack. This may well break the lazy man to watch this, but we're gonna do it for you folks because we owe it to you. Here we go.
Hang on, I gotta put on my pads. I gotta put on the little pad I have that goes over my forehead. Yes, so that when I start banging my head off the desk, it won't hurt so bad, and I can continue speaking.
Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, what's going
on that note, I have to
You're
crank it here. Hang on.
Grilling, you're going swimming, you're hanging out with family. It's all good. Today,
Get your airline safety bags ready.
Something that.
Let me put it full screen.
Absolutely love.
To get the full effect.
I'm going to bring you in close.
Remember when you were a kid and your mom would put the waste paper basket in your room closer to your bed because she wanted to catch some of the vomit you were soon going to hurl? I'm advising you to move your waste paper baskets close to your beds.
Awesome. And
yep.
So come on in close. Quit hanging out over there.
Wiki.
Saucy little
guys,
minx,
here
isn't
it
it?
is. What is a brand new company that I was just introduced to? Can you believe a company sells bacon fat?
No.
Absolutely. It's called Bacon Nut. That is the name of the company.
I'm just going to stop. I'm going to quit my job. I'm just going to fry up bacon 24/7 in my kitchen and fucking sell the grease on the internet. I didn't know this was a career option I could pursue.
Pause it for a second.
Really cool.
Hang on.
Yep. Obviously, this bacon up was not, as a Pink Chicken is describing it to you folks, as some young Shark Tank entrepreneur with a dream. Like little Billy Belly Fat was like, one day I'm going to be on the street corner and sell my bacon grease. This is obviously a ploy from some large Hormel or other large meat industry magnate basically saying, what else can we do with the shit that's on the floor that's left over after the slaughtering? This is basically how the McNugget was formed. Somebody looked at all the little bits. Little Bobby Billy. Somebody looked at all the little bits on the bottom of the slaughterhouse floor, the stuff that didn't exactly fit through the grates of the slaughterhouse line, and said,
Oh,
"What else could we do with this, Roscoe?
now I
What
need
else?"
now I need the puke bucket. Oh,
You're welcome.
oh.
Oh, we're not getting through this. We haven't even talked about the other container that looks like it contains all of the future generations of Scalfanis.
I was just gonna
that
say the meat
Jack has
marine
been
children.
extruded. Yes.
The meat marine knuckle children.
Hashtag Meat Marine Spank Bank.
Hang on, I'm making that.
Okay.
Marine.
Either that or hashtag Keto Bear Man Frosting. Yeah, that's gonna get around the internet. But
Keto Bear. What was it?
Keto Bear Man Frosting.
Man frosting. Is it frosting or icing? I've been struggling with that since last week. Keto Bear Man frosting. Okay.
Well, no, sweetie. When you put the man spooge in it, it turns into frosting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, see, educational
Oh.
as well as entertaining. Oh my
Alright.
God!
Bunch of these, they're triple filtered. You want to know why they're triple filtered? I'm going to show you.
Oh
This is
no,
how
please
my
don't.
mom used to do it in the old days, and how I did it.
Food and
before
Drug
I met
Administration.
Bacon up. All right. I would get the bacon fat and I would collect it in a
The
little
jizz.
Tupperware container next to my stove.
Man
and I would
frosting.
see this junk.
Oh
Oh.
God!
This
You're
gross
welcome.
bits and pieces that go rancid, and it's just not clean. It's not good. I didn't strain that.
None of
I
it's
didn't
clean.
filter
What are you
this.
talking?
I just stored it. and,
Listen, okay.
you know,
I
you
have to
scoop up.
say, my grandmother, your grandmother, everyone's mother, grandmother had a
Right.
can of this stuff. Was it
Mhm.
healthy? No. Is it good? Like, yeah, in small quantities. Like if you're gonna take a teaspoon, it maybe not even that, and put it in the bottom of a pan and cook an egg in it. But like within reason. This is Jack, and he has a tub of it. A
Right.
tub plus
Well,
3 more.
Check this out. This is triple filtered, so it's super clean. Bacon
He's
fat.
stroking
You
it.
pop
Did
it
you see
open,
that?
leave it next to the stove.
Oh!
You
When he
scoop it, it's
dips,
like
I
butter or oil.
can't. I will
It
vomit.
is butter or oil. Whether you're baking,
All right.
you can even bake with this. You can cook with this. You can fry with this. This
No,
is
they're
awesome.
wait a minute. So they're the
we're
tubs
going
are
to
the
be
same. I
applying
thought
this
maybe they were
on the
flavored. I
ribs,
don't know what I was
because
thinking, but
this
they
is
all
one
look
of
the same.
best,
Oh,
So
no,
he
this
just-
is
put
pure.
mustard on the ribs
He
and
just
put oil on
randomly
the
bought
ribs.
3 tubs of bacon
Something
grease
that
and is
will
trying
hold
to
seasoning.
pass it off as a
Well,
sponsor.
nothing's better than pork
From Walmart, by the way.
grease.
You get these at Walmart.
Okay. On
Oh,
pork.
okay. I thought he got them off of
You're gonna put some on
Amazon.
ribs.
Oh no! Would you
Put
like
more
to
ribs on
know?
ribs.
Pause it for a second.
So we're gonna use
Would you like to
bacon grease on the
know
pork.
how you know these are the Walmart bacon ups? Because I'm looking online to see where the bacon ups came from. Like where's baconup.com? But there's other places that sell these things. There's a company I'm looking at now called
Oh, God,
Shields.
You can't buy them from Sam's Club, right? Like you can't buy these in bulk, right?
No, you buy them from Walmart. You know why? Because the original Bacon Up came in a tub where you see the 2 colors, the red and the black,
Yeah.
went around the tub. This is the one that's sold at Walmart because Walmart makes its vendors do stuff to differentiate their product lines. They have to change their UPCs. They have to change packaging a little bit.
Yep.
This is the Walmart packaging because of the white you see in the back.
Okay.
Other places that sell Bacon Up sell a different container. It's a different style of container than what you're seeing here.
Okay. All right. What was the company name? How do you spell Shields? Because there was a supermarket in Wilkes-Barre called Shields.
Scheels.
Okay, it's spelled differently. Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that would be a huge coincidence, but thankfully it's not. Because I used to shop there all the time.
Bacon Up for sending us these samples that we can work with and try them out today. So
they didn't send you shit, Jack. You bought them. Stop lying.
Let's smother them with the Bacon Up.
Oh, look at He's got them stacked 3 deep.
All right, guys. So here's what we're gonna do.
Oh God, look at the
Watch
blood
this.
on that. Look at the blood on the tray.
Oh yeah. Watch
Are you
this
s-
nightmare. Watch this goddamn Clive Barker movie. This is Hellraiser Part 4.
Turn your lights for what? Okay, this is the fun part. You ready?
This is the fun
you
part.
can get a spoon if you want, but I don't care. I'm just gonna
Lazy
grab
man,
one.
you
But
just
I
gotta
don't
get it.
care.
You just gotta
Grab a
get
whole
in
bunch
there.
of-
No, oh
Bacon up.
god.
Like you're waxing your car. Come on.
Grease. And I'm gonna coat the entire.
There you go. Yeah, get in there. Yeah. Yep.
Rub it in. It's
Just
coating.
slather
Again,
it right
free.
in there. Massage it like the meat
I
grinder.
can-
You know.
Really
The next time we play Never Have I Ever, I cannot say that Never Have I Ever watched gay porn, because that's what this is.
Get it all
One guy,
up.
one guy is laying face down, the other guy is standing behind him. He gets the big jar of lube.
It's one guy, three
And it's
cups, three tubs.
industrial. Yeah, exactly.
Turn it over.
2 piggies, 1 tub.
Sure
You know what? I thank God he has covered CU Piggy's eyes for this, because Jesus. Oh God! No!
A second time.
Yeah, get in there.
Go in a
Oh,
second time.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you need more,
Ugh.
go get a spoon. Don't cross contaminate. Don't dip your fingers.
Don't
back
cross
under the
contaminate.
Wait,
Watch
what?
this shit. Watch this shit. Watch. Are you ready?
Don't cross contaminate. You didn't take your ring or your watch off.
Good boy.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
Wait, what did he say?
Just rub it all in.
He smacked it and said, "Good boy." You know.
Yeah, this is again. This is crossing the Rubicon. Never have I ever watched gay porn. I can no longer say that.
We're doing salt, pepper.
Oh, his hands are shiny. Oh God!
Speaking of
Oh,
cross
God.
contamination. Speaking of cross contamination.
Any week now.
Do you know how much
And
Dawn
spicy
or some
salt
type of
paprika.
grease-fighting soap you have to apply to your
get seasoned
hand
right now.
to get that grease off of? Yep. Screw it.
Well, it's only him and Tammy now. He's not going to kill the whole Scalfani gene off. Junior's free of this.
Right.
Oh, it's shiny now. Look at the container. Look at right here. See
Everything
it?
is shiny.
I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah, there we go. This
Why
is
could-
this
why-
is Jack Unchained. This is has Tammy left? Like, is Jack not telling us that Tammy left? Tammy's moved in with the kids. Like, Tammy could not be in the same fucking zip code as this travesty going on right now. Either that, or she basically just said, "I'm moving in with Jim Trainer." Oh, look, the stain got bigger.
The Grimace shirt stain.
This
Hashtag Grimace
Do you
shirt
think that's
stain.
why he did that? Do you think this is all? Because you cannot, Jack being the man toddler that he is, you cannot reprimand Jack without Jack doing it back at you twice as hard.
Oh, you think
we made fun of
punishing
CU
us?
Piggy. Yes, we made fun of CU Piggy. He hides CU Piggy. We made fun of other things. He changes it. We made fun of Floppy Bowl. He got rid of Floppy Bowl. We make fun of the stains on his shirt. He shows us how stained his shirt can get.
Well, wait a minute. Before we even get into that, why wouldn't you mix these the salt, the pepper, the paprika, whatever the hell's in the sand seasoning that he
why
offers?
wouldn't you make a proper rub?
All right, guys,
Right.
we're out here on
This
my
is
driveway because my deck's being worked on, or I'd be in the backyard with this smoker.
His
Out here
deck's
on my
being worked
driveway
on.
Smoking the 2 racks of ribs, and they've been going
His kidney,
about
his
2
deck,
hours.
all his
So
parts.
we're about we're about 3/4 of the way through. It looks
Gun,
like.
food, and family, guys.
Smoking
Gun,
at
food, and
250.
family.
It's doing real well.
What must his
Smells
neighbors think?
All right, guys, the ribs just came off the grill.
Well, he's told them all who he is on the internet. Like,
I'm a little
disappointed
disappointed that Jack didn't manage to set himself on fire with this, because Jack's all greasy. Like, Jack's shirt is now flammable.
half of
Bacon
his
grease goes up bacon grease will go up in flames. Like, I feel a little bad that Jack's not self-immolating here.
I feel like half of his neighbors are probably on Kiwi Farms, because he goes over there wearing his shirt and his cap, and he's like, "Oh, guys, I just filmed a video about me smoking ribs, and then next week we have this on the thing, and we're gonna do that, and blah blah blah." And they're like,
I think they avoid him entirely. I think
they like turn off the
They
lights and
run.
close the
Yeah.
blinds and pretend they're not home, even though their cars are in the driveway.
Those are beautiful guys.
Oh, watch this.
Oh, who is this?
Well, Tammy's back in the
Yes,
zip code.
Just want to try it.
Doesn't look like Tammy. Is she wearing a bra? Let's. I
that's
literally thought this was a
me.
guy. Look at how short her nails are. Her nails aren't done.
Well, you know, she
lost weight.
She dug them in a gym trainer's back, so they all came
more
off.
weight.
You're out the bone.
I'm not kidding.
Look at Jack is expecting twins, and she's wearing the same kind of shirt, and she's.
I thought it was Junior. I thought
draped on her.
Look at how thin her. Look at how thin her midsection is.
Yep.
She's above 35 pounds of weight loss.
It's so hot.
Absolutely.
Did I tell you it's burning my hand? Ow.
So put it the fuck down. What is wrong
No,
with
hold
you?
it longer.
I love spare ribs. Way better than baby backs. You get 3 times the meat.
Here comes the meatgasm.
It's huge.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a big meatgasm
right here
in his pants.
Try this rib.
Look at that. He can't chew the first bite without shoving more in.
He's gonna eat that whole rack of ribs, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
We're all in agreement.
Right here in front of us.
Sorry, guys. I haven't had ribs in so long. All right, get on out of here. Go make yourself some ribs, and be sure to grab some bacon up for yourself. So you can slather it with bacon up.
Not gonna.
And
no.
the seasoning is all stuck on it.
If I see it in a store, I will vomit over it.
It's so clean. It's almost like.
No, we should. If you see it in a store, you should hide it in another section of the store.
It's awesome.
I don't know, in the pillow section or something.
I appreciate it. Much love to you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
All right, so that's the Tuesday episode. I'm gonna go back here.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, hang on. This plays out of order when I do that. The next episode was a Jack on the.
We have to talk just a little bit more about not so much about the bacon up. May we never speak of that product again. But Jack is back to man toddler mode. Like, obviously something has happened between Jack and Tammy. Do you think Tammy has given up? Do you think she's just done?
If she hasn't given up, she's definitely on her last. Like, she's hanging by very thin threads of the rope. Like,
I disagree. I think that was. And remember, we were saying Empress Tammy 2 weeks ago, where she was really putting the screws to him. I think the tool broke. I think Jack was being such a hard nut to crack about just not cooperating with the diet that she wanted him on at all. I think something snapped. I think she hurt her finger. I think she cursed loudly. I think she threw the tool to the ground and stormed out. I think Tammy is gone. Here, you want me to cut these ribs you made with bacon grease you bought in the store like a creep? By all means, I will help you. She is no longer enforcing the profile by starvation diet on Jack. Maybe Counselor Macy still has something involved, but Tammy has let go. Tammy, wherever Tammy's going to land after this, Tammy is on her way. She has cut Jack away. You know the scene in The Day After Tomorrow where Dennis Quaid has to cut his friend to fall to his death in the frozen underground shopping mall, and Dennis Quaid just makes his peace with it at some point, and the guy's like, "It's okay. It's okay."
No, but I'll take your word for it.
Whack! Because they're falling through the glass ceiling. They crouched on top of a shopping mall. And they didn't realize it, and he's got to cut his friend away. And at some point, Dennis Quaid has to make peace with it. And I feel like that's Tammy. I feel like Jack's hanging by a thread, ready to fall into an abyss of medical issues he's not going to be able to walk away from this time. And she's just like, he's doing it to himself. I've done everything I possibly can. Knife, rope, whack, and we are right now seeing that very slow motion shot of the descent of, it's the Hans Gruber fall. You just see the horrified face as it gets smaller and smaller and the ground gets bigger and bigger.
All right. Well, I think that's a good jumping off point, because let's get into the Wednesday video now. The Wednesday video was, like I said, a Jack on the Go. It's a Moe's, which is kind of like a Chipotle. Like and when you say Chipotle, it's Subway, but for
burrito chain.
But for like Tex-Mex food. You know what I mean? Like it's
as opposed to Irish burritos?
Well, yeah. No, but I mean, like it's made in front of you. It's kind of like a buffet behind the counter.
Right.
They put in what you say. It's sort of like Subway, but for Tex-Mex food. So
right, but if Chipotle is like the gold standard, Moe's is like a bronze. It's a solid effort, but it's not as good as Chipotle. They don't promise you that the ingredients are as clean or as freshly prepared as Chipotle. Chipotle's like, look, this meat was freshly cooked just 15 minutes ago.
we
Moe's is
slaughtered
like,
it out back.
Moe's is like, we cut the bag open, we put it in the microwave, we put it out here in the steamer tray.
We did our part.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a new product that Moe's unveiled.
The only saving grace of the Moe's Southwestern Grill fast food, quick serve, quick casual burrito joint compared to Chipotle is the decor. Every Moe's I've been in has tried to go for this like retro diner feel, which doesn't work with their brand, but what the hell? It's better than Chipotle, whose decor I can only describe as space prison.
Don't you want to talk about Qdoba?
I don't even know if there's any of those left.
Okay. Oh, because we were talking in the greater Allentown area when we lived there. There was obviously Chipotle's, there was obviously Moe's, but there were Qdobas, which I've never experienced or heard of before.
Qdoba's Mexican Eats.
And it's the same concept. You go there, you make a burrito bowl, you make a burrito, you have tacos, whatever. It's the same fucking concept.
Qdoba's is made by Qdoba's is owned by the same restaurant group that owns Panera's.
So it's the same concept. It's just a different chain.
Right, but Chipotle, again, Chipotle is the gold standard. I don't know, having now thought of Qdoba, because I didn't really, I guess that makes Moe's the silver runner-up, but there is a far distance between Chipotle and everybody else, or at least they've just managed to make their brand that way. I just can't stand Chipotle's idea of decor. Obviously, you're supposed to go in there, grab that food, and eat it in your car, because I've never seen a restaurant chain be more or less inviting to guests than Chipotle. It literally looks like the cafeteria of the Nebuchadnezzar on The Matrix. It literally looks like Blade Runner. It looks like a prison in outer space. It looks like Kurt Russell should be there planning the escape from the evil empire or something.
We talked about Qdoba when we were back.
The exposed lighting, the concrete floors, the uncomfortable stool seating. I've never gone into a Chipotle and been like, wow, I want to relax here and enjoy my meal.
Well, we talked about Qdoba because they don't have any like advertising. Like you don't hear about them, you don't know about them. Like Chipotle is kind of everywhere with their advertising, and you even see Moe's to an extent. Not maybe as much in your face as Chipotle, but it's out there. Qdoba, it sounds like if you didn't know it existed, you wouldn't know it existed because there's no commercials, no marketing.
Well, it's just again, nothing. it's just an also ran next to Panera's.
Yeah.
Panera's is run by a restaurant group era, but they're not forward thinking like Chipotle. They're not that keen on branding. Again, Panera's used to be called Panera Bread. Now it's just called Panera. What the hell is Panera?
Hospital food.
Exactly.
So with that in mind, apparently Moe's has released a new product line, which is a cross between buffalo chicken wings, because it contains Frank's Red Hot sauce, and tacos. And what you're going to see is neither of those two things. It's not anything buffalo chicken related. It's also not technically a taco.
Since we're on the topic of fast food and quick casual dining, I think everybody out there would admit that the bottom of the rung, or at least people still eat there, but people perceive it. Well, what's the cheapest place you can eat? 9% of the audience will say White Castle is the cheapest, nastiest food you can get. But the majority of Americans will easily say that Taco Bell is the bottom rung of the fast food chain.
I was going to say Subway, to be honest with you, with all the bad press coming out with them lately. But
right. But again, Subway still kind of has that tinge of, well, at least it's a sub. At least you get some vegetables. Taco Bell, there's nothing redeeming about the food.
Oh, no.
it's horse meat paste and bean paste on the cheapest tortillas known to man. The food used to be so cheap you had to question the quality. You'd be like, how can you sell a taco for 59 cents? How could it be this cheap? That can't be real beef in there. Beef costs more than that. This small quantity of beef would cost more than 59 cents, my good sir. And here I am getting taco trimmings and the shell. So there would be questions about the quality of the ingredients you were being served. And yet, Moe's Southwestern Grill took a look at Taco Bell and said, hey, we can knock stuff off their menu. We can make knockoff versions of this. If you've ever said to yourself, I want a queso double-decker taco from Taco Bell, but I don't want to hate myself that much from it, so I'll confuse myself and get it from a place that isn't known for bottom-of-the-barrel scraping quality.
That's a little bit more upscale.
Right. Let's go to Moe's.
Okay.
So Moe's is copycatting Taco Bell items now, hardcore Taco Bell items like the double-decker taco on their menu, but changing it a little bit so you don't get suspicious. So it's not Mexican spicy nacho queso on the cheesy double-decker taco. Moe's is using Frank's Red Hot, which is hot sauce but doesn't have a Latino flavor to it, a branding concept to it.
Before we came on the air, we were talking about this episode, and I'm like, he pointed out that that's a technique that Taco Bell uses for one of their items. And I was like, oh, I know which one you mean, but I couldn't think of the name of it. The only thing I could think in my mind was, I bet you it ends in Arita, like whatever, and then Arita is the suffix. And he said gordita, and I was like, oh, that's what it is, but I wasn't too far off. Like, yes, gordita, Arita, like pretty close. So anyway, with that in mind, let's start this video because we've been blabbering now for like, I don't know, a hot minute.
It's okay, they like our blabbering.
In the car right now. We're gonna head over to Moe's.
Oh, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit.
It seems they have a buffalo. Is it a Buffalo Ranch taco or something? I'm starving. I think it's with Frank's Red Hot. Don't
care, I'm starving.
I don't know. All I know is I'll show you when we get there.
Tammy
is.
I
don't know if you guys like Moe's. I don't know if you like Chipotle, Ghost Bros.
Oh, let me bring this full screen.
Burrito. There's a lot of places like that you can build your own kind of burritos or tacos or whatever. So we're gonna check out.
They're called Chipotle knockoffs. Moe's is the silver standard of the Chipotle knockoffs.
Moe's, so we'll see if it's any good. Sounds interesting.
No, it doesn't. Far.
Does he actually get the name of the food item he's going to buy right?
Never. No.
No, he had a few other ones. This is one of the places he worked at.
So when they're pulling up to the parking lot, Jack goes to Tammy, hey, isn't this the place that Jack Jr., that was his first job? And Tammy's like, no. Wasn't Jack Jr.'s first job at Chipotle, and then they specifically made knockoff recipes from Chipotle last year during the pandemic?
Oh yeah, he made the salsa. He made his rip-off recipe of Chipotle salsa. And then he sent Tammy out in the pandemic, and that was early in the pandemic. That was when it was like the 3%. Like everybody has to stay in because 3% of the American population could possibly die from this virus. And Jack's like, yeah, I understand that, sweetie, but I need authentic Chipotle chips.
I need fucking tacos.
Right. I need to make sure that my rip-off recipe salsa is authentic. So he sent her out to Chipotle to get chips.
Right. And he
in the middle of the death plague, he's like, screw it. Honey, I don't care about the zombies. I need chips.
And it wasn't the first time he did that either. I mean, I know we're getting a little off topic here, but the point being is that he made a series of videos because and they were rip-off recipes, and we said that seems sinister because it seems like Jack Jr. is going in and blatantly stealing recipes and bringing them home to the fat man so he can make them on his show and be like, oh, look at this, I made the same stuff that you could get at Chipotle.
Of course, we then realized that I was giving Jack way too much credit. He's not that big of a planner. This was early on in the pink. Yeah, this was early on in the Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man days when we thought that Jack had some kind of master plan for this. Nah, he's just lazily winging it.
So, in addition to the many other ailments that we mentioned at the beginning of this video, Jack may also now be senile. So there's that. All right, let's get into it.
this blows. So we're gonna go in and see what they got cooking. Okay,
there
guys,
you go.
Exactly
the buffalo queso
right there.
tacos.
Queso
So there it
tacos.
goes. Sorry, I paused it. It's
Hot
gonna
buffalo
catch up a
queso
little bit
tacos.
here.
Let's go get it. Good. How are you?
Sorry, it's gonna take a minute here.
Wait, you talked over the part where he said, "Hey, you don't mind if I film here, do you?"
Yeah. So we're gonna.
Yes, Jack, they do mind if you film, but you already have the camera out with the light on and you're recording.
Does it stop
So what are they going to do? Tackle you?
Or you're lactose intolerant? There it is.
Oh. So the first thing that besides the filming situation, like he comes in filming obviously, and he's like, "Oh, do you mind if I film you?" That's not the way you should do it. It should be like, "Hi, I have a YouTube show and I want to show the new taco quesarito, whatever the fuck it's called. And is it okay if I film in here?" And then if they say yes, you turn on your camera. If they say no, you don't turn on your camera and you move on to the next spot.
Right, because that shows that you actually care about other human beings and their opinions and thoughts.
That's the civilized way of doing it. But Jack said something like, we want to get the queso. We're here for the queso, the buffalo queso, whatever the hell it is. What do you guys think of it? And the one guy said, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't do queso." And the first thing that Jack thinks of and comes out of his mouth is, "Oh, does it stop you up? Like, does it make you?
Does it bind you up?
Does it make you constipated?" Isn't that an interesting and appetizing thing to think of the second you're walking in to order food that you're going to put in your face, or the guy behind the counter that's going to serve you the food?
You can do that fine, but don't involve us, your audience, in it.
Right. It's awkward.
Also, I mean, that's also kind of revelatory from a Jack standpoint. How often do you think Jack struggles with constipation?
Well, for how much cheese he eats, probably fairly often. I mean, think about that Alfredo bake fucking thing, that abomination.
So is it made the same way every time?
We still add what we want down the line, right? Yeah.
Tammy is angry.
Tammy wants her condiments and she wants them fucking now.
Still add what we want down the line, right?
All right, cool. That's cool. Okay, so you still get to make the tacos the way you love.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
The way you love.
Once again, Jack showing love for food and not for Tammy.
Right.
Yeah, it says like a slide on it.
This still is buffalo queso.
Got it. Okay.
Got it. Oh, is that the buffalo queso right there?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Now, if anybody wants it on there,
He just got half a chub.
Gross.
Okay, so if you guys want buffalo queso when you come here, you don't have to get the tacos. You can get a burrito with buffalo queso.
You could just drink it. Just go behind the counter and drink it. They won't even say anything. Just do it. It's fine. Again, this is not buffalo sauce. This is not a buffalo chicken wing, anything. This is also not a taco. We're at some weird hybrid
What are you getting?
silver medal, second place,
copycat.
taco place invention.
You always copy what I order.
Oh, he's still bitching at Tammy.
Yeah, it's because I know it's good.
Because he's 5.
Yeah.
So
you copy what I order.
Stop copying me, mommy.
Rather than saying, "Hey, woman whom I love and has borne my children for me, let us share our love of food and good times. Here, let's share this together." No, why are you taking what I get? Why are you copying me? Because she's not in grade school, Jack. Nobody's copying anybody here. What the hell?
Or like, hey, if we're gonna get tacos,
now what do I do?
I'll get the 3 of this and you get the 3 of that, and then we can share.
You don't have cauliflower rice.
We'll get into that situation.
No.
Yeah,
in the
Jack and
upcoming
Tammy
video.
Jack and Tammy never share.
No.
It's very telling about their
rice.
marriage that they never share food.
What's your
Not willingly, anyway.
Wait. Let's back it up a little bit because there's an important piece of information we missed here. Let me go a little bit further.
Does it regard the rice?
Oh, it's about the rice, definitely.
Now, you don't have cauliflower rice here, do you? Cauliflower rice? No. Do you?
We have seasoned and cilantro lime.
Can't do either one. So
I'll skip
She's
the
like,
rice.
you can't do either one.
What's your spiciest
And
meat?
yet, those are flour tortillas on the bottom of those double-decker tacos, right?
Flour tortillas and corn shells,
Yeah,
right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's not really spicy.
We'll do
So,
that. That's fine.
we're already out of keto. Like
Don't
this.
matter.
Oh wait, it gets better.
Selection.
Not necessarily in this
So
video, but down the
I'll
line.
show you up close in a minute. All right, guys. So those.
Did he ask for all the sour cream?
Done eating, and this is what I'm having.
Yeah,
right
a whole
here.
tube of it, definitely.
That's like a tube of sour cream per taco, and he has 3 of them.
Mouth watering yet? There's barbacoa in there and shredded
No.
cheese. And
Look at how many jalapenos are on there too. Oh my god, that would really bother my stomach.
Chicken
with seeds and ribs.
Mm-hmm.
What's that
And
green
cilantro.
shredded stuff? Cilantro? Oh man, I should have got cilantro. Whatever.
Okay, wait a minute.
Toss it right here.
We're not quite there yet, but last week we pointed out because we were watching the sauce video, which he recorded in his spot that he does the live streams on Wednesdays and Saturdays when he feels like it, because he didn't do either of them this past week. But anyway, there was like a little like guy in a red cape or something. I don't know what it was, but we said, oh, that's Jack's little devil on his shoulder, right?
Right. There's some accidental camera framing going on with Jack's videos now that we've noticed.
And so this My Logic poster thing isn't about the same spot that red cape dude would be if Jack was sitting in front of his Mac doing his live streams, right? But look at what it says. It says My Logic : 1, queso is cheese. Okay, right? 2, cheese has calcium. Okay. 3.
So do his kidneys.
Well, we're getting there. Calcium is good for you. And then also, I'm a fitness influencer. And look at the face on him. He's like, ugh.
Oh, but wait, it gets better.
Okay, let me see if I can get it at the right spot here. I'm gonna be waiting.
Today we're hungry.
I should have took down the time index. Oh, and get the Jack mukbang here.
Note the hat that he's wearing. Oh, he's got a little sour cream spooge in the corner of his mouth.
Oh yeah, just like Meat Marine.
Of course, he licks it with his tongue before he gets the napkin.
I'm gonna grab some taco sauce.
Okay.
It's weird. At first, you can't taste the Frank's Red Hot, the queso cheese.
Yeah, because you have jalapenos and sour cream on it.
Right, exactly.
Feeling it.
It's not the Frank's Hot. It's the fucking jalapenos.
That was yummy. All right.
Oh, we're getting close.
So
Hold on.
I had all 3 of the tacos.
We're almost
The
at
sour
full.
cream inside those tacos was great.
Right there. Oh, no.
The meat was good.
Queso Jesus.
No.
The
Wait.
ingredients.
Right there. Queso Jesus is greater than Earth.
Indeed.
Well, I didn't capture it at the exact right second, but if you sit here and go go frame by frame, it'll say queso is Jesus and then queso Jesus.
But Pink Chicken did it. Yeah, Pink Chicken did it by accident, but it was very revelatory when we realized, and much like
right
the
there. Queso is Jesus.
It's as good as any burrito place.
Queso Jesus. There it is.
Yeah, there's a weird subconscious cinematography happening with Jack. Like the universe is signaling what Jack is trying to hide.
Wait, he gives it an A-, but he doesn't really explain like why he docked. I guess I mean, if we're going by like school grades, it's A or A-, A+. Like, why did he dock them 2 points? If I'm thinking about this correctly, I mean, this is Jack brain logic, so I could be like completely overreaching here, but
yeah, you're
like, why wasn't it just an A? Why wasn't it an A+? Like, what?
Why is he eating 90 plus grams of carbs and he's leaning keto?
Right?
It's anyone's guess at this point. So
I just considering where we are now, seeing that Tammy has given up and is cutting her husband off as he falls to his death in the chasm of morbid obesity, the gay porn bacon grease episode. I am longing for the simple joys of a week ago, when it was just, oh look, the fat man put his sauce back in the store and it has made a really hard way of making a stupid contest about it.
By the way,
I am pining for those halcyon days of yore when it was just Jack trying to hawk some cheap jelly sauce of his.
By the way, we're gonna release this as a premiere again, which will give us the live chat feature, which we had so much fun with last week.
Yes.
Lazy Man was traveling on Saturday. Saturday this week, we're both going to be occupied. We're going to a wedding, so we won't have eyes on it, but we will rewatch it later together with the live chat feature on. So
you never know. We could have it pulled up on our phones as the bride and groom are saying their vows in the back of the church.
So disrespectful, but
this is our religion now, making fun of Jack.
But it would be entertaining. So I have to ask, like,
we ask you all to genuflect and take a moment and realize in quiet reflection where you would be if Jack Scalfani had not come into your life. Have you decided that you don't want to be like Jack, that you want to be a better person? Now you see why the Lord has put him in your path.
Okay, stop.
Prayer of Thanksgiving. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon to be notified of future episodes and premieres from Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man.
Jesus Christ, that was cheap. Anyway, what I was going to say, where I was going with this was, it's been a week. For us, we're recording this Thursday. It's 11:43 at night. Oh my God, it's late.
Drugged a cat.
And we have a new friend. Thornton Mellon has a new friend, but we'll talk about that later.
Robert Meowney Jr.
Robert Meowney Jr. will be joining the chat.
Yes. In honor of our favorite film. In honor of our favorite Rodney Danger film, Back to School, which also starred a young Robert Meowney Jr.
Anyway, so did any of you take the time this week to reach out to your local Doit Best store, as Lazy Man likes to call it? Have any of you had success? Do you have an order date? Did you submit anything to Jack? Like, tell us in the comments. Like, has anybody had any success? Have you
pestered the manager? Have you gone in there and stood there staring down the people at the Doit Best store? Because remember, it's not Doit Best. It's going to be some mom and pop hardware store on the outskirts of town. Far away from the Lowe's and the Home Depots, or maybe buried in the burnt out urban core of wherever you're from. Some really sketchy local hardware store with cracked windows and dusty shelves. Have you stood there in line with nothing in your arms, and when you went up to the counter, the awkward teenager behind the counter looked you up and down, and you're like, I want to speak to the manager. And she's like, oh God, not another one. And then the manager comes out a couple minutes later. He was probably in the bathroom, or maybe he was eating lunch or macking on the other teenage gal at the end of the store, or the hot older lady who's decided to take up a second career in retail hardware. And he comes shuffling out aimlessly because he's a retail hardware store clerk and it's 11 a.m. on a Wednesday. What the hell are you doing in his store? And did you spend 2 or 3 hours haranguing him as Jack did until you could see the life draining from his eyes, the way Jack did to that poor Doit Best manager in the Jack sauce announcement video? We hope that you have. And if you did, please share your story here with us.
So the Lazy Man is going all full McConaughey here with his poetry and his, pontificating.
All right.
Pontificating. But yes, like if you did, I mean, we said try it and see what happens. I don't think any of us are serious about eating or consuming any of Jack's products, but
oh God, no.
It's a fun experiment because we'll see how this supply chain management for Do It Best works.
The only reason anyone would want to try those is kind of that morbid fascination you had as a kid. Like, hey, the Play-Doh says it's non-toxic. That means you can eat it. Hey, the Elmer's glue says non-toxic. That's how you can eat it. We don't think of Jack's food as edible. We don't think of Jack's sauces as palatable. We think of Jack's, the best sauce you'll ever taste, should just be labeled like, those grade school items were. Non-toxic.
Non-toxic, yeah.
Non-toxic.
Did anyone else, or was it just me, pour Elmer's glue all over their hands until it dried and then you peeled it off like skin? Or am I just the only? I'm the only weird one.
You, the only person who ever did that ever.
frick. All right. Well, besides
what
my
does
weird...
it feel like there on your island of isolation and shame? Tell us.
I like it very much. It kept me entertained for hours, which, I'm weird, but we're going to start this next video. These next 3 videos, we're going to do 3 more videos. We're at about an hour and 10 minutes, give or take. These were viewer choice ones. They came in over the last couple weeks. I finally went out and looked at the spreadsheet again. I'm scrolling the survey again at the bottom if you do want to suggest something. Also follow us on YouTube and Facebook.
We here at Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man Industries are indeed responsive to our audience.
So we're /PC and TLM on both of those platforms. So what we're going to get into, and some of you were saying you wanted to see some really old school Jack on the Go videos. Everything that we're going to be showing you is a throwback. So we're going to call this section Throwback Thursday viewer requests, because this is what you people wanted to see, you sad, pathetic beings. This is what excites you, and I really don't understand why. But after watching them, after viewing them, I can understand where you're saying.
Are you taunting our audience? What are you doing?
No. I didn't understand where they were going with this, but then after viewing the videos, I know where their heads are at now. All right, so let's get in. The first one that was requested was this. This is a I don't know, California era one of a Jack on the Go.
You say cherished friends and valued subscribers. Funny.
This is I don't know, early 2000s. Jack first getting his feet in the Jack on the Go game.
Grease. Oh yes.
No, that happened later, much later on. But
sorry, I'm still haunted.
This is Jack's first visit to Chick-fil-A, believe it or not. I think it was in 2010, although it's not showing me the date here right now. But let's just get into it. So I was saying the Lazy Man. Do you think this is Jack's house in California? Maybe somebody, Joe Chavez, can chime in and let us know.
I absolutely think it is.
I think it is too. Fart.
Okay, so we're heading over to Chick-fil-A. I guess it's a famous chicken sandwich
Chick-fil-A
food place, but I've never been to it. My buddy Chad is going to join me there. He is currently in the
infamous Chad.
We're going to meet there. He's going to show me Chick-fil-A, and it's supposed to be really good. I'm looking forward to it. I guess.
And what's Chad's occupation?
Seaman. Looks good to you?
Wait for it.
All right, let's head there right now. So here we are. We're at the Long Beach Town Center, Chick-fil-A, and this place is huge. I mean, you got In-N-Out over there. You got food all around. You got the Verizon. Just stores after store at the Long Beach Town Center. El Torito, the Edwards Movie Cinema. Anyway, the place we're going to today, Chick-fil-A. That's how they spell it. Here's what I want you to do. We're going to do a little contest before I go.
Do you see Jack's sauce van, by the way, behind him? That's not a great shot of it, but it says "Not of this world" on the back window, scrawled on there. Is that part of the sauce?
No, that's his Christian. That's his Christian denomination.
Down in the comments.
Okay. So he's
I think so. Although, given our secret cinematography, our secret subconscious cinematography of Jack, I think you're right. That is telling us that he's an alien.
Now let's go inside. I'm gonna go see if Chad's in
maybe
there.
Scientology.
He should be here any minute.
Xenu?
Okay, but before.
Get ready for the subtle child abuse. Ready?
Chad gets here.
It's not that subtle.
Don't scrunch your eyes.
Dude, I'm facing the sun.
Better?
Yeah.
No, lift your head up. Come on. I'm going to start over, dude. I'm not keeping this. Okay. Before Chad gets here, I just wanted to tell my son that I appreciate you doing all the videos this summer with me. You go back to school this week, don't you?
Yeah.
Total bummer. You're excited, though, huh?
Yep.
You're bored with Daddy at home, aren't you?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, because he's unemployed.
That's what you're supposed to say. You did a good job reading the cue cards. Thank you. Where'd he go?
Now, pause it for a second.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
If you heard that, if you listened to that whole thing, what Jack did there was very telling because he bookended. In the middle of it, he tried to make it sound like he was having witty banter with his loving son.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying, "Oh, this and that. Oh, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this? Did you do that?" At the beginning of it, though, when he pulled the hat over the kid's eyes, he goes, "I'm going to make sure to cut this part." And then at the end of it, he makes some offhanded joke at the kid's expense about reading cue cards. Obviously, Jack doesn't have cue cards, but basically, what he was doing there was telling his son that his son was a shitty actor. So,
Yeah.
but Jack, being lazy, didn't remember to cut those parts out and leave the
Exactly.
charming banter in by itself. He
Right.
said it on the video to remind it himself, but he didn't.
The other thing too I wanted to say is like we all and I'm talking about the collective we here
The
because
royal we.
we obviously all view, peruse, maybe partake in some of the Kiwi Farms entertainment about Jack. And it
Never
seems
heard of
like
it.
there never heard of it.
Never seen it.
There seems to be a situation like that everyone's making fun of Junior. As much as he is, his father's son, I I mean, look at that video and tell me, like, would you have a normal upbringing if you were taught like that? Like, if you were treated like that on camera, like basically perform like a seal at I don't know, a zoo or something. Like you're
Seal World.
Seal World. Like I don't know. It's just like this
Bob's
kid
Discount Seal Park.
this kid has not had a normal upbringing because his dad thinks he's a pseudo celebrity, and
Yeah,
Junior
the only
Junior has
fate worse than a child. People are like, oh, Carrie Fisher was raised by Debbie Reynolds, and there was that weird convex lens through which she saw her childhood. It warped her mind. It made her a drug addict at the age of 13, and Drew Barrymore suffered a similar fate. Imagine if that's what being the child of a real celebrity warps your psyche that much. Imagine being the child of a fake celebrity.
right.
Imagine being the child of a guy who doesn't have that big of an influence, who's isolated. You know, After the second or third VidCon, he stopped showing up to the YouTube events. He started drifting out on himself. Imagine being a pseudo celebrity's child. That's childhood hell.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'm going to start it back up because we're about to meet Chad here, and I think it's going to be very telling for some of you folks, especially whoever suggested this video. So here we go.
The navy blue, my navy friend in a navy blue car. Nice.
In the Navy.
So there's
blah 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 blah. In the
Caitlin
Navy.
and his son. Our boys play football together.
Oh.
All right, dude, let me get a look at the uniform. Look at that. Stay right there, right there. All right, so
Stay right there.
Normal uniform.
It's my Navy working uniform. Yeah.
Navy uniform.
Yeah, new cami.
And if somebody says what division unit are you in with?
Seal Beach Naval Weapons Station.
All right, and your title is what?
Petty Officer First Class.
Rock on. I love that. And you're hungry just like normal people, right?
I am.
Let's do it.
Like normal people.
You suggest, and I'll eat. I've never been here.
Last time I got the spicy chicken sandwich.
Spicy chicken? Is it?
Yeah, it's not really spicy.
They got some. Oh, they got
I
soups.
got the spicy chicken deluxe.
Soups and salads, huh? Look at that menu. It's beautiful.
Wow, look at that menu. It's beautiful.
I've never been here.
So the big question is, the big thing about this video, you have to ask the question is, does Jack actually not know of a place called Chick-fil-A and he's just playing this for the video? Or does he actually not know that there was a thing called Chick-fil-A?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
If it were any other YouTuber, you would say, oh, they're just playing dumb because they want to have that like joy of discovery. Like, hey guys. But with Jack, it's a legitimate question. Like, he might not know.
And you guys have a good coleslaw? Excellent. All right.
I don't know, and this looks like a really old Chick-fil-A too, by the way. It looks, you know what it looks like? It looks like an old Long John and Silver's.
Thank you very much for your
The way
help.
that it's designed on the inside.
Do you mind if I videotape in here?
Chick-fil-A, the one thing most people who only know of Chick-fil-A now, and because of their anti-LGBTQ stances and their pseudo fundamentalist Christian leanings and political support, a lot of people are only familiar with Chick-fil-A from like the 2010s. But Chick-fil-A is actually one of the older fast food franchises out there.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna back this up a little bit because we talked over it a little bit, but let's go back. I know we lose some of the context here. Let's just be quiet for a second and listen. So he's talking to somebody.
On Sunday. All right, very cool. And you guys have a good coleslaw?
Excellent, yeah.
Excellent. All right.
Everything is made in-house.
Who we later learned to be the manager of this location.
Right here. That's cool. Okay, cool.
So now
Thank you
that he's talked to her, he's going up to order.
Do you mind if I videotape in here? Do you mind if
Again.
I videotape in here? You're okay? Okay.
Again. Do you mind if I videotape in here while he's already videotaping?
Oh yeah, he walked in filming, and again, from what we've seen, he has the light. He turns the light on his phone, and now this is a little difficult to say because in the early days, I think he did shoot with a DSLR. So he might actually be having a real camera here,
right?
Which once again, what's a DSLR? But again, he might be sourcing it, so people might get the impression. But again, he's filming, like. It's unmistakable that he's using a real camera here, and that he's rolling. And 5 minutes into this, he goes over to the counter and asks the manager, who's probably giving him eyes, like, "What are you doing?" Then he says, "Oh, is it okay if I film in here?"
Mm-hmm.
Now that naivete shtick of "I'm not a real celebrity, I'm just an everyday guy with a camera, and isn't it wonderful that I get to take you people on my journeys as I go out there and look out for new restaurants and new food trends?" Like that shtick kind of wears thin after like a year. This is 10 years into it, and Jack is still doing the oh, is it okay if I film in here?
Look, like, I'm telling you, like I said, I don't know if it was last live stream or like a couple live streams ago. I had, you know, I dealt with a school of like say 230 some children, and as a PTO mom, and I was responsible for the assemblies. So if there was something interesting enough or cool enough or like unique enough that may attract the media's eyes to come out and cover it. Like a balloon launch we had one time. We had a local mascot come in. It's not like you could just the station couldn't just come out and film. Like there were clearances that had to be lined up.
Especially dealing with minors, yes.
Exactly. But like, I mean, think of everyone as a minor. Think of it as a common courtesy for each person you encounter. Is it okay if I film you? Because some people are not comfortable with that for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know what their reason is.
He's recording them. He's recording them. And most states, like California, have laws and statutes regarding that because people have a right to their own likeness, as they call it. That's why typically in most professional video production offices, you typically have Timmy the intern or somebody running around, a production assistant whose job it is to get likeness rights signed off of every person who might end up in the video.
Exactly.
You definitely get it in the talent before you do it. You definitely get it in any guest or person you might be, you're interviewing. But if you shoot people in the background, you usually send a producer or a production assistant out there and you get those rights. You get those things signed off because it is in the statute of the state. Specifically in California, it's California Civil Code Section 3344 provides that it is unlawful for the purposes of advertising or selling to knowingly use another's name, voice, signature, photograph, or likeness without that person's prior consent.
Right.
Now, prior is the big word there.
Right.
So when Jack's filming and then he says, oh, is it okay if I do that? He knows damn well he's violating the law.
Yeah, It's too late at that point. You need to do it before that happens. But anyway, I'm going to continue because this woman looks visibly annoyed with him, and I don't blame her. She's like, is he special needs?
I'll do a spicy chicken deluxe. I would like, can I get coleslaw? Does that come with it or not?
She's like,
this is like the fourth or fifth time he's mentioned the coleslaw.
Yes, please. Coleslaw instead of fries.
Because he's trying to make sure that we know that he's being health conscious.
No cheese.
We can see, this is 2010. We can see how well that's worked out for him.
Diet Coke.
Oh, Diet Coke.
Here, this says.
Didn't we talk about this? And you said that's the way you know, like if you order a Diet Coke, that's how you know, like you've already ordered too many calories or something. If you try, I just like Diet Coke. I mean, I just like Diet Coke.
Well, yes, it's not as sweet as regular Coke.
Yeah, I just like it, but
Huh?
if there's added health benefits, there's probably not.
That hot that
I'll take
there's
them
not.
too. No, there's not. It's aspartame.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm really curious. About their coleslaw. It's a nice big container.
This is a really revelatory scene in the Jack Scalfani universe.
Circular things. It's like 1/4 full.
So he's ranting and raving about this fucking bowl of
yeah. What did you get? Wait, let me.
Coleslaw, right? What's coleslaw made out of? I looked it up because I wanted to
So what'd you get, bud? You want to show me?
Validate myself because I haven't made it in so long. But there is definitely fucking mayonnaise in coleslaw, among other things. But definitely mayonnaise.
So we can take a look at that. What'd you get, bud?
I got a char-grilled chicken sandwich.
Have you had it before?
Well, yeah, because technically coleslaw is cabbage salad. Much as you make potato salad or macaroni salad, coleslaw is cabbage salad.
So the kids are talking about what they got. They could be unhealthy, they're kids. Whatever, it's fine. The Marine or Navy guy ordered
it expends a lot of calories.
The Navy SEAL, whatever the fuck he is.
You think this was some of Jack's early proclivities? You think the guy was actually you think the guy is actually on active duty, or do you think Jack said, "Hey, I'm gonna film a video for my YouTube channel. Can you wear your uniform because it'll get me viewers"?
I think he just likes guys in uniforms. Honestly, I mean, look at Keto
I was gonna
Bear.
say there's some subtext there.
But the guy who was pretty fit. I mean, he looked pretty fit when he was coming in the parking lot.
He was a sailor, yeah. He's active duty U.S. military personnel.
Right. He ordered a grilled chicken sandwich. He did get the fries and he did get the bun, admittedly, but the guy probably works it off in the course of the day. Right.
But he's not drawing attention to it. He just eats it because he just likes char-grilled chicken.
I got a hat. Thank you.
Again,
oh boy.
So the manager comes back, to give you some context. The manager comes back over at this point and hands Jack some things. One of the things she hands him is a tub of the Chick-fil-A special sauce, I think it's called, or he said it was called.
Well, it's Chick-fil-A sauce, yeah.
Whatever their signature sauce is. And then she comes back over and hands him like a sailor, like, you know when you
No, it's a fry cook's hat. That used to be, yeah.
My thought was
all the 50s diners used to wear those hats. In fact, the original McDonald's. If you've ever seen the movie The Founder, the fry cooks wear those hats.
No, my thought was like, you know when you went to Burger King and you got the pirate hat or whatever it was, or was it Long John Silver's?
Oh, now that's what she hands that to Jack in that manner, yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's telling Jack, I think you're a fucking man-toddler. Here, put on your man-toddler uniform so my patrons can identify you and stay away from you.
Exactly. That's where I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at here. All right.
I know. Okay, this is confirmation of the lazy man's theory that people think Jack has special needs.
All right, so now he's
it now on foot. It's like Bigfoot. You always think you're gonna you hear about Bigfoot, you hear about that, but this is documented proof. This is the Patterson footage of Jack's special needs.
Okay, listen to the next couple sentences here that he says.
Thank you.
So he gets the hat.
All right, hold on a minute. Mm-hmm. Okay, so just so you know, the manager has been so helpful here. I mean, she brought me the Chick-fil-A sauce for my sandwich, and she brought me what else she bring? Oh, she was asking me if I had everything okay. She kept checking on me. Really cool, and she does it with everybody through the whole store. She brought me a little hat, a little cook's hat. It's like it's my birthday here. It's crazy. Okay, let's give this a try. Yeah, for those of you who know,
it's my birthday.
No, listen, wait. Shh, listen to this. Listen.
I'm doing a crank yankers
thing today. Love mayo, but I'm gonna replace it with the mustard. So if you guys are trying to watch your weight, also, I'm already having.
Jack did you just hear what he said? Jack is not using mayonnaise today because he's trying to watch his weight. He's going to use mustard on his sandwich. What is in coleslaw? What did I just say? Mayonnaise.
Cabbage.
No, mayonnaise is in coleslaw.
Guess
what's in that tub of sauce that the manager bring over to the special needs person, special ed from Crank Yankers?
Mm-hmm.
Guess.
It's my birthday! Yay!
I think I read.
I got sauce! Yay! I mean, literally, this is beyond self-parody. Like we're not. He's making fun of himself with his facts, with his reality. We're not making fun. We're not adding subtextual commentary here in a humorous device. This is just Jack recording himself. This is.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at here is, he's like, oh, I'm eating healthy. I'm not having any mayonnaise. He's eating 2 things that have mayonnaise, probably more than that itty bitty packet that he just held up and was like, I'm not going to eat this. Like, it's ridiculous. And
well, it's also a matter of fact of, look, if he's truly interested in eating healthy, rather than just LARPing that he's eating healthy, what's he doing at a fast food place? He's trying to pretend like, Chick-fil-A? What is this? Why, I've never been in a restaurant like this before. Good sir, do you mean I get my food in a few minutes rather than me waiting for you to prepare it fresh? You're a fast food restaurant? What, pray tell, is a fast food restaurant? I've never seen anything like this before. You put that piece of fried chicken between 2 slices of bread? My friend the Earl of Sandwich does that. I've never seen the like of this.
Jesus Christ,
this is a whole new world.
Stop it. But
that's
I know
that's the length he has to go to convince himself. Like
I know what you're getting at, but what like, let's get down to it. His friend, who's the
he's not overeating. He's on a journey of discovery.
The friend that's the Navy guy, whatever, the sailor, right. I don't know. He knew enough to be like, okay, listen, if I spend a couple of calories on getting like a large fry instead of the medium fry, and then I can get the grilled chicken. Like, he's still eating a bun. He's still he didn't get the cheese. We didn't kind of cover that, but he said not to put the cheese on. He didn't put on any mayonnaise. He's only putting on mustard. But he's still eating the fried piece of chicken. Mm-hmm. He's not eating the grilled piece of chicken. Right. And he's still eating or drinking diet soda, which is not completely void of terrible things to put in your body either when you're on a diet. Like, if you really wanted to be healthy, just get a fucking water. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, so that's where we're at here. It's a parody.
I bread on the sandwich, and I didn't get the cheese. You proud of me?
See? Yeah. He didn't get the cheese, guys.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Spicy chicken.
There's the pimp ring.
Drum roll, don't you?
Well, there's also the man toddler. Oh, look how happy he is. Oh, here comes the foodgasm.
Mm. Look, he ate like about half of the sandwich right there.
Mm. Ate so much he's choking. He has to take a drink.
And have to tell you, it's not too overly breaded. It's crispy. It's really delicious.
Keep telling yourself that lie. I've had a Chick-fil-A sandwich before.
Right, the breading is why you get it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I gotta go get a fork. Hang on a minute.
No, okay, just drink it. It's fine.
I love their coleslaw. You like their coleslaw? It's awesome, huh?
First of all, that's the tell right there. You know you're an addict when you're comparing one fast food's coleslaw to another fast food's coleslaw.
Right.
Oh, I'm a coleslaw connoisseur. Well, where did you get it before?
Really Jack is not a glutton. Jack is not a glutton. Jack is an explorer on a voyage of discovery.
Sure.
Okay. It was good. Maybe even better than KFC.
That's because he's happy because he got more. That's the only reason he's happy.
Right.
All right. So far, total thumbs up. I got to do one more thing, and then I'm going to say goodbye to you guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What? What?
To try their sauce. It's called...
Are you going to drink it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look at this. Can you get a close-up?
Look at this. Look at that.
Didn't he put it on the sandwich? He said he put it on the sandwich.
No, he put the mustard on the sandwich. Right, this is like a
this is their
individual tub of sauce that the manager brought over with the hat.
It's their special sauce. They've been around since 1969.
Special sauce, that's what it is.
Wow. I would say there's some sort of honey.
She thinks he's special needs. She totally does.
Yeah.
Look at her.
3 sauces that we have.
Oh yeah.
That one right.
Is there barbecue in there?
Yes, there is.
There's a barbecue sauce in there.
Right.
Well, don't forget the managers. There's a thing about Chick-fil-A managers. They have to go the extra mile. They have to.
I'm not really good at breaking down flavors. What is
If an employee rats on a Chick-fil-A manager, or if God forbid a customer makes that manager instantly fired.
Ranch and what was that one? Barbecue sauce.
I wonder how much they make. I hope they make decent coin if they have to do that.
Sauce is delicious.
My favorite sauce.
Because that would exhaust me entirely. I wouldn't want to do it.
Okay, I'm out of here. Let you guys go.
Especially dealing with people like Jack. That would just, I would be done.
Delicious food. Awesome. Thumbs up. I'll see you guys in the next Jack and the Go. Take care.
Hey guys, make sure you go to givemefoods.com. See where that leads you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Smash.
So the next one we're gonna do, I don't know. Somebody else suggested this. We haven't watched it yet, but it is a classic, and I think we need to pay it some respect.
But it is viewers' choice. What do you call it?
Oh, hang on. It's Throwback Thursday, but really now it's Friday because it's
and they're going to be watching, and they're going to be watching this on Saturday.
So it's really confusing for everybody involved. But it is Throwback Thursday in our world, even though it's Friday, and you'll be watching.
Viewers request. We're just calling it viewers request.
Anyway, here we go. So this is the art of making a sandwich. Somebody requested this recently, and we haven't watched it on the live stream yet. So
well, we know he's going to get back to this because now we're doing basics with Jackish.
Oh yeah. Well, he already kind of has. Like he made that egg. Was it an egg sandwich?
The perfect egg sandwich.
I keep saying egg salad, but it's not that. It's just a fried egg sandwich, which is wow. That's a face right there. Everybody. Just pause and, Photoshop that onto something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The fact that he's in kind of half a squat when he makes that face is telling.
Yeah. Too much queso.
What? We are heading towards the
queso
time, and a lot of you are starting to do your back to school shopping. So I'm going to do a back to school episode. And it's the art
back to basics school episode.
You'd be surprised. There's little tiny things you can do.
Wait. So there's a bottle of wine next to a fire extinguisher for whatever reason in the background, but
much better for your kids. Most of the time,
amazing.
You don't even know it. Your kids are probably tossing the sandwich. Okay, so here are some of the things that
they only toss your sandwiches, Jack.
You guys may or may not have used. Everybody knows mayonnaise and mustard, regular old yellow mustard, and there's also the spicy deli mustard, which is really good.
Oh, I checked this. CookingWithJack.net redirects to CookingWithJack.com. So he was smart enough to buy 2 domains for that.
Different dressings.
But maybe not so much some other things.
That goes really well, but be very easy.
Was he smart enough to do that, or did the GoDaddy sales rep talk him into it? Those guys are pros at upselling.
Probably that.
Yeah. Or medium flavored.
How many times have you put salsa on a sandwich? Be honest.
Okay, now everybody goes to the store.
I can't even count.
Meats. I'm gonna give you
also because I've never done it.
With deli meat.
Yeah.
Always make sure they slice it. Do not buy the pre-sliced stuff that's been in the tray. Don't do it. It's all dried out. It's horrible. Have them freshly and just tell them.
There's the bling ring again.
So, and if they don't,
the one they cut off him.
Tell them it's too thick. The stuff that's already cut. You want
as he lay there hovering between this world and the next.
Cheese is cut thin.
Salem's ham off the bone.
Thin, and some people like.
And some kind of turkey. I didn't say what the kind of turkey was. Salem's ham off the bone is pretty good though.
Because everybody's happy. Now these were in the refrigerator.
Buffalo Institution.
Before you start peeling them.
Hell yeah.
Thin cut. Just leave them out for a few minutes. Let them get to more like room temperature.
Home of the Toronto Blue Jays. Wait, what?
Especially
only for a little bit longer. Then they're going back to their native land.
Really weird.
If it gets too warm,
they're native Cambodia.
All nasty and sticky.
Yeah.
If it's too cold, it breaks. It's brittle. So you want to bring this.
Jack's telling you guys, bring all your meats and cheeses up to room temperature.
Yes.
Which I've never had a problem with. You know what you could do? You know, here's the thing you can do.
Share this video on Google Plus. That's what you could do. That Google Plus, that's an up and comer.
No, wait.
Where all the cool kids are.
No, wait.
On the Google Plus.
Stop it. No, if you ask the deli to, if you politely and not be a Karen like Jack probably would, to layer your lunch meat, your cheese, they will put a slice of they will put slices, and then they will put a piece of their deli paper or cellophane or whatever the hell it is that they use in between each layer of meat.
Love Swiss cheese.
And that stops prophylactic layer.
So
yes, exactly.
I take them to the deli,
and then it doesn't clump like that.
Sample out some cheeses, and I have my son try each one of them to find out which cheese he likes the most.
Clumping never really bothered me.
Not all bread.
I mean, until it became a thing, they sliced it in a brick, and it was fine for me. I don't know.
This is the bread that I can't eat.
People are fucking snowflakes about their food sometimes anymore. I swear.
That's why we walk Jack.
This bread just turns into sugar and kills me. It's just a bunch of carbs.
Oh, so the bread kills him, but not the Chick-fil-A sandwich that's like 12,000 calories.
Bread used to have
cool. Good to know.
Now they're just kicking out this normal bland bread. So my new favorite is this one right here. It's New York style extra sour rye bread. Here's my
because that's more healthy for reasons.
My son loves Olive Garden dressing. Sometimes I'll make a tomato sandwich with salami.
Oh, that's the dressing that Jack brags about buying at the Olive Garden.
Now, note the special shape of the bottle. That's the shape of the bottle you get when you go to Olive Garden and you ask the maitre d' for the salad dressing to take home.
And
that's the secret. They don't advertise that. You have to know somebody to get that shaker. You don't, but you know.
Why? I've never known anyone that went to Olive Garden and was like, "Hi, can I buy your Italian dressing?" I don't think I've known anyone that's done that.
And there's a process.
Oh, watch this! Watch this!
Mustard on the bread. You first use your barrier.
I don't even know what to. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a hot mess.
No, he's not using. He's not using a knife to cut the lettuce. He's just ripping a thing off it.
Going in dry, just like the birthday hand job. Okay, let's go.
Dressing or whatever on the lettuce. That will protect it. It'll barrier it from the bread, so the bread stays together.
What?
It's soggy by the time.
No.
The other
no.
I find it easier.
Now make sure you get that big rib of lettuce right down the middle of it, because everybody knows the kids love chewing on the big rib.
The lettuce like that. I don't know why.
The double pipe spoon there, lazy man. I know how you like that.
I try not to pay attention to it. I try
double pipe, double.
What I want with a spoon, a lot faster than with a knife.
Make sure you put some in your mouth too, Jack.
Kids like
jump cut. I bet you he did.
You know, they don't like flat sandwiches. Okay, so don't make flat sandwiches. You always bunch things up.
Why?
Things should hang over the edge.
Why would you do this?
Gotta bunch it up.
You don't want any.
Everybody loves the bunching.
You're just gonna place it on like
this
that.
This is stupid. Don't get the bread wet, but put fucking wet ass tomatoes on there. Okay.
Moist.
So he can have lunch.
He doesn't want the bread to get moist.
You with your cold cuts.
And
you don't know how to.
I've gotten that Salen's ham before. It is wet as fuck too. It's delicious, but it's wet as fuck.
Set it down like that. Once again, take a slice.
It's gonna penetrate that top piece anyway.
Very deli style.
If you pack it.
Hey Jack, you want turkey also? Nice. Here's another great addition to a sandwich. That's right.
What?
Balsamic vinaigrette.
No.
Just a little bit on top.
Why?
These are our family secrets. I don't think I know anybody who uses.
There's a reason for that.
There you go. Just a little bit.
No.
That will kick out when he takes his first bite. And the last tip is
when he pukes.
Some seasoning. Any kind of seasoning. Don't be afraid. Nobody thinks of seasoning.
Yeah, have you ever had have you ever bit into something that had a bunch of balsamic dressing on it, like balsamic dressing as a salad dressing?
That you weren't expecting.
Right. Your throat closes up a little bit.
And once again,
look at how sad and pathetic that looks.
Put new flavors in the sandwich. It only takes 5
I know what he
minutes.
was going.
Put a couple pepper
I know what
cheese
he's
in there.
going for here, but he didn't achieve it. Like, he wanted to make it look picture perfect. Like, the lettuce is nicely folded and crinkled along the bottom, and then there's a layer of cheese that just comes out at the right angles, and then there's a layer of tomatoes, and then the meat is all like folded nicely on the top. This ain't it, Chief.
Are you saying that among all the things Jack has failed at, that he failed being a sandwich artist?
Also, I mean, when I've made sandwiches where I really wanted tomato on it, I've taken the tomato and put it in a plastic baggie because that tomato is very wet and it'll penetrate the bread and make it mush.
And when you're cutting
Moist.
How is the tomato? Yeah, how is the
a
tomato?
little different.
Moist. Look at how he cuts this.
Wet.
Be creative.
Be creative.
Kids like things different. Don't be the same.
This is different. I'll give you
My
that.
son is now starving in the next room as I'm holding his lunch right here, filming an episode. It's totally funny.
Jack's gonna eat this, isn't he?
Before I give this tip, I just want to give you one last tip. Make your kids lunch the night before. Don't wait till the morning. You never have time. You're always running late. Do it in the evening. And make sure your child helps you.
That makes it even worse. If you follow his tips and you put the tomato and shit on there, that makes it even worse, because then it has a full, 18 hours or whatever for the tomato guts to absorb in the bread.
I'll see you on the next session with Jack. Bye-bye.
Is he like literally dumb?
The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna bring in
like retarded dumb.
Literally.
I was gonna say Spanish needs, special needs. He might have Spanish needs too. I don't know. He was eating queso tacos earlier.
Hello.
And teach him how to make a good sandwich. I will see you guys on the next Jack. Oh, take care. Take 3.
Take care. Take 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, shut up.
Look at how angry he's getting.
What a great father.
Again, never reprimand Jack, never correct Jack, never admonish Jack. If so, you will provoke the man toddler at his full, you will provoke him at his full height. You will get him at his vicious.
So getting back into it here, this is another, I found this one on my own. This wasn't one that was specifically requested, but somebody generically wrote, please show more vintage Jack on the Go's. So I think this fits the bill for that. So I'm going to show this.
Well, he's wearing that stupid leather cabbie hat he used to wear. And as you pointed out, Pink Chicken, look at, he's wearing a golf shirt. He's wearing a 3-button polo.
He looks like he's actually
what one might call a grown-ass man.
He put in effort today to get dressed. And there's a special reason for that. Again, this is Buffalo Wild Wings.
His date with Paul.
Shh, don't ruin it. But Buffalo Wild Wings, Buena Park, California, over 10 years ago, obviously.
Chicago, of course. And we have
Jack is just getting back from a trip to Chicago.
There he is.
There's the back tracer.
What we're doing is I showed him the Chicago chicken wing video.
I can feel Paul's eyes on me even now.
And he started craving chicken wings.
Ooh.
So we have a brand new, it's called Buffalo Wild Wings. Everybody across the United States has seen this before. Just opened in my neighborhood in the OC.
This is again one of those things like
cool. We're gonna check it out.
Buffalo Wild Wings seems like it was everywhere,
right?
but suddenly it's new to Jack.
Okay.
Again, Jack hides his gluttony as a voyage of discovery.
Okay, let's not talk for the next 30 seconds, because this, we were talking about this and you're like, why is there nobody there? What time did they go? What day is this? Watch, it becomes very clear very shortly here.
They've got TV screens everywhere. TV screens,
Whoa.
TV screens.
Yeah, it's like a bar or something.
This whole bar area,
holy shit!
It's completely empty.
Just filled with TV monitors. Pretty big area too.
It's like a sports bar or something.
They said they don't open until 11 o'clock. Hold on a minute.
Watch this. Watch this shit. It's the best part.
What time is it? It is
10:41 on a fucking Wednesday.
Right. We're gonna go hang out at the mall and kill some time. It always seems like when Paul and I are hungry,
it kills me. Oh my god.
There we go. Oh, Anyway,
Pee my
it's now open,
pants.
dude. Let's go in.
That's not what
Yeah,
that
what's
means.
up with that?
That's not what that means.
What's up with that? This is
Okay,
this
so
is
I'm in the
perhaps my
mall.
favorite part of the video.
All right, I'll pause it at the right. You tell me when to pause it, because I know you have a tirade to go on.
It's a
So
stand. It's called model search. And you can fill out this little thing. So we're gonna fill
Oh,
out.
it's a
we're gonna fill
notepad
out
that
a
you fill it
model
out at the
search
mall. It's like a little
information.
kiosk.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Uh-huh. Now the fun part is Jack thinks he's being
I'm
a
putting
little
my name.
saucy here. He's
I'm
being a
seriously
little
putting my name.
spicy. He's gonna, it's a model search. Ha ha ha
I can
ha.
sell cars.
I'm gonna put my
I can do
name in.
anything.
Maybe they'll
I
make
can
me a
model for anything.
model. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Paul, aren't we such witty
Stick it right in there.
rapscallions? Oh ho 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 ho.
Okay, I might be a star
And pause.
before you guys see this video.
hang on,
so
hang
be
on.
ready.
Where am I
Okay.
at? Okay.
No, I wanted you to pause on the entry box.
All right, let me go back. Right there.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
What Jack doesn't know is the lazy man used to be the kiosk manager for a company that used these types of kiosks. The lazy man used to be in advertising and sales and marketing and things. The lazy man used to work with a home improvement company that would do every year a contest, or so they claimed, that they were to give away a free patio room. Sometimes they would even have to be forced to advertise that it was in fact a free 10 by 10 patio room, which nobody ever thought about. Wait a minute, 10 by 10 is really small. That's 100 square feet. You have closets in your home that are bigger than 100 square feet, but let's not get into that here. Everything was about this was a sales program. If, God forbid, you actually, in a moment of weakness, filled out one of those slips and put it into one of our boxes, you were guaranteeing yourself 8 years of constant telemarketing phone calls. Because remember, a scam like this at every level, to make people do what they don't want to do, the manager has to incentivize people to bug other people. Nobody wants to call anybody 4 times a day and see if they want to buy a stupid patio room. So you have to incentivize the telesales person. Hey, appointment setter. Yeah, you trying to get people on the phone to make an appointment for the estimator to go out. Tell you what, for every appointment you get, not only do you get your hourly salary, but for every appointment you set, I'll give you $25. Now that person is motivated. Now you give them a whole box of slips, as they used to call them. Give them a box of slips. That person will call 40 people an hour. That's annoyance number 1. Number 2, God forbid you get on the phone and you can't get that person off because that person, you are a $25 meal ticket to that person. So let's say you say, oh, screw it. All right, I'll take the free estimate, whatever. So now the estimator comes out to your house. He's not an estimator, he's a salesman. So he's going to try to upsell you on everything. The scam used to work like this. Hey, remember when you put your slip in that box in the mall a couple weeks ago? Yeah, I don't care. Anyway, well, you didn't win the patio room, but you did win $1,000 off a patio room. How does that sound to you? You'd like $1,000, wouldn't you? Okay, Bob the estimator is going to be out there on Saturday. Is 10 p.m. good for you? Or is 2 p.m. good for you? See, in the sales racket, you never let the person say yes or no. You always give them a choice. Now, out comes Bob the estimator, and he has his little $1,000 coupon for you that'll get you $1,000 off the bill. You don't know what the bill's going to be, but you think, well, I'm getting $1,000 off of it, so it must be cheap. Wrong. So Bob the estimator comes out and he gives you to put a 3-season patio room on the back of your house here, Mr. Smith, that's probably going to be about $8,000. But don't forget, you have that little coupon. It's only going to be $7,000. Granted, it cost him $2, so he's making $4 or $5 on it. But whatever, he'll give you $1,000 off. You raise the bill up enough, you can bring it down. Now out comes the installer. You think your nightmare is over. But the installer is there to upsell you too, because he's a salesman too. And he'll be like, look, you got a 3-season patio room here, but on the back of my truck here is the 4-season walls. If you give me $2,000, they cost $10,000. But for you, I'll put them in for $2,000. And you just got sold 4 or 5 times. All of what I just told you happens when you fill out that little slip at a mall and put it in those little boxes. I know it because I used to do it.
Yeah, my family actually used to fill them out too, and we were talking a little bit before we got on the air. I think we're gonna cut it at this because we're already at 12:30 in the morning and we're already at almost an hour. But this will be our last video.
We're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours. What did I say? I forget. But anyway,
6 more minutes. Come on, folks, take the ride with us.
Anyway, my family would be like, "Oh, this
we're only going to give it to you for $6."
This looks like an interesting opportunity. Let me fill, and me being the mature individual that I am, may or may not have filled out ex-boyfriends' names,
Oh yeah.
ex-husbands' names. You as one does when they're
Well,
an obvious mature human being.
being the malcontent that the lazy man is, I used to have a special folder at my desk, not for the slips of the best customers, not for the slips of the worst customers, but for the little slips of obscene art. Because when you have these things out in the mall that are unattended,
Mhm.
sometimes teenagers will come by, and they'll either
Those
make up a jaunty
ruffians.
name, right? So I had my Michael Hunt folder. I had, Michael Hunt, Biggest Dickus, Balls and Shaft, Mr. Tony Balls and Shaft. Sometimes it would just be pictures. You would be amazed at the artistic talent of your average 13-year-old boy if you give him a pen and a paper and unattended and just let him draw.
Oh man, yeah.
You could almost tell which of the kids, like, what their life path was going to be. Like, by the veins in that penis doodle, I could tell you have a career in art, Timmy. Remember as a kid with the late night infomercials?
You had to draw Cubby the bear or whatever the fuck
Yes.
his name was.
Or the pirate turtle or the bird. You'd have to draw those things. Yeah. I had my own contest of that.
But for dicks. Dicks and balls.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, Jack fails in this respect, in that you're supposed to write down someone's name that you hate and put it in there with their phone number. He puts in his own phone number and his own name, and now he's like, I don't know why I keep getting spam calls all the time. Because his email and his phone number and whatever he wrote on that little fucking card
have spread far and wide.
Yes. He's been identified as a mark based on this video.
Right. Jack is what's known in the sales industry as a rube.
Yeah.
He's the guy you hope comes into your store. He's the guy you hope you get on the other end of the telesales call. Jack is what we call an easy yes.
Yes.
In the sales world, you got 4 types of people: the hard no, the easy no, the hard yes, and the easy yes. Jack is an easy yes. You don't have to do a lot of convincing. They don't got to go talk to the wife. They're not having a bad day, so they're not going to hang up the phone on you or tell you that you're a bad person, because why would you do this to innocent people, try to sell them on things they don't need? Jack gets him on the phone, and you're like, hey, buddy, you're the most special customer I ever had on this call. And he's like, really? Yeah. So you're going to buy the stupid shit I'm selling you? Of course I am.
Oh my
Gee,
God.
Pally, isn't it nice when people can be nice to each other? It sure is, buddy. Hey, I have a YouTube show. I gotta go. Click.
I might be
On
a
that
star before you guys see this video, so be ready. Okay, here we are.
Oh,
Buffalo
God.
Wild Wings Grill and Bar. We're gonna go in right now and take a look at this place.
Take a look at
Do
it.
you
Again,
Do you
it's
think
not.
Jack and Paul drank here? Was that? I don't think
he don't buy.
read-
No, Jack would never buy alcohol in a restaurant.
You guys have
That's
tons
just
of TVs
bad
in here,
math.
right? Do you mind if I film?
He's too cheap for that.
The way that Paul
film either way.
asshole and Jack asshole treat this young little kid,
Okay, cool.
who's
So
probably just trying
Now
to
remember,
put himself through college.
Oh, they did this place right. Look at this.
it's 11:01 in the morning on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
If you see, there are still wait staff
world of TV
putting out
screens.
menus. They're not ready for customers.
Like rolling silverware.
Right.
We have here. Sorry about that.
This guy's probably like, why the fuck are
nice.
people coming here for wings at 10 o'clock in the morning? Listen.
If you guys are looking to eat a lot, I would recommend.
He said, if you guys are looking to eat a lot, I would look at the left side or the right side of the menu, whatever it is.
Right. Now, probably what happened since this place just opened is this is little Timmy, and Timmy got trained by the corporate trainer who showed Timmy how you work a menu. Again, everything is a sales game, everything's a gimmick, everything's a racket. So little Timmy here was told by his corporate trainer, now Timmy, don't just hand the menu to the people. Show it off a little bit. Take them for a tour of the menu, Timmy. You see a bunch of people, ask them what they're in the mood for. Tell you what, ask to see how hungry they are. Tell them, what, are you in here for a quick bite, guys? Are you here to enjoy yourselves? He's throwing all kinds of snappy banter at Timmy. But all Timmy remembers is, ask them if they want to eat a lot. Because Timmy is 17 years old. So Timmy doing his best, doing his level-headed best job here of doing what this corporate trainer told him to do, is trying the pitch that he poorly remembers his corporate trainer training him on. And Jack and Paul have a field day.
Not to be confused with gym trainer. Corporate
Yes, no.
trainer. Totally different guy.
Yep.
Did you say that because we're both a little...
Now listen to Paul. Now
Yeah, he did.
listen to Paul and Jack. They could have been like, oh, well, we're just here for a light snack. Or they could have been a little bit more
understanding and kind to the obvious teenager that they're like
that is
harassing.
awkward. That is
Right.
awkward. Yeah. Okay. Poor
I'm not
kid.
saying
You said that. You
Like,
said that.
Hey, dude, hey,
I ate a lot, you know.
recommendations,
He said that because we're fat. Bottom line. That's all. Okay, you guys want to eat a lot of food? Then I
But you
recommend
are
the left
fat,
side.
so
If you're a skinny, what?
This. I've never seen this before. You ready? Ready?
watch
Sell
this shit.
food on, dude. Look at that.
Are you kidding?
Wow, Paul,
Wow.
you're a real investigator.
Hold
Look
on,
at
hold on.
you go.
Okay, so go ahead.
I would recommend the mozzarella sticks. They're cheap in the price and they're still pretty good.
If I was Timmy the intern here, I would have bitch slapped him with that menu long ago.
That's
Like,
what
get
we're
the fuck out of the booth.
We have here blazing being the hottest one we have,
Right.
and hot sweet barbecue.
Yeah, he
not so
sounds
hot.
really young.
So it's basically ranked right here.
How many sauces do you have?
Can you read or can you count or no?
14.
Because
Yeah,
it seems
14
like they're at the
sauces?
top of the menu.
We're kidding.
But
Okay, what's the most famous one?
Most popular would probably be mango habanero, parmesan garlic. But we here have a blazing challenge.
Mango habanero. Can you bring me a sample of the blazing?
Sure.
We have ribs and combos and burgers.
Yep.
oh, it gets better from here, guys.
Oh, as soon as Jack gets a meat
What is it
erection
called?
as soon as he hears ribs.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's
Yep.
got half a meat
Wait,
chub
wait,
going on.
Wait. Okay. So we know Jack is a complete narcissist. I think we talked about that earlier at the beginning of the stream.
We talk about that every episode. That's
right.
why we're here.
But Jack likes Jack, if you've been following him for a while, as we have been, he likes things that are branded with his name. He thinks he's the only Jack on the planet, and people name stuff in his honor. Example, that Jack had, he has the Jack Skellington mug that he has. Hungry Jack that he's cooked with. He only buys Hungry Jack because Jack is in the name. And now this Big Jack Daddy Burger. Okay, now we did a little bit of research before we came on the air with you. Not to extend this any longer than it needs to be, but if you notice, this menu does not have calorie information. Because that was our first thing. It's like, this sounds like it's going to be like really high in fat and carbs and all the fun stuff that he's not supposed to have.
Right.
And this
this is a guy who was telling you just one video you watched ago that he can't have certain breads because certain breads lead him to a sugary death.
Right. So
and yet here we are.
We researched this a little bit because this video came out in 2010 or thereabouts, and the calorie menu situation, like where they had to put calorie information on menus. Didn't you say Lazy Man was 2018?
Yes.
From your research? Okay, so
that's when they made it mandatory. Because restaurants could do it before, but that was of their own volition.
But I'm going to read this. We pile hickory smoked pulled pork, fried onion rings, cheddar jack cheese, and our signature honey barbecue sauce on an already mouth-watering burger. So you get a burger, and then you get a fuck ton of more fat on top of the fat. And I looked this up, which I guess they still serve at Buffalo Wild Wings, but somebody will probably correct me. It says that it's 1,260 calories. Carbs are 90 grams. Fat is 90 grams. Protein is 59 grams. Sodium is a whopping 3,520 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar is 38 grams, and fiber is 4 grams. So this is in no way healthy for him. And in addition, I think they split this burger, we figure out.
Daddy Burger.
Down the
I
line,
love this place
but they
already.
also
Look at
split
that.
some wings.
It's the Big Jack bat. Look at this. We pile hickory,
Look
smoked,
at this.
pulled
Look at that.
pork,
Look at
fried
this.
onion. Okay, yeah, I'm ordering that. All right, we got a little problem here. Look at this. Ready? Houston, we have a problem. All right, look at. Oh my gosh, look at that. Can you see that? Is that great? All right, here we
No.
go. I'm gonna bite it. Tell you how it is. Ready?
He's making love to that sweet burger as REM plays in the background
Wow.
as he's wearing his leather fucking cap.
The pulled pork in there is so good and tender. The hamburger's delicious.
Jack, just
Remember,
admit
he's not a.
you're gay. It's fine. We'll
Definitely a
accept
thumbs
it.
up. We'll do
We
the
already
honey wing,
know. I
honey barbecue
mean,
right there. Here we go.
ugh, shit of nightmares watching Jack eat
Oh
wings.
my God,
Am I
I love
right?
the hams too.
Oh yeah.
Not bad. I think I'd want a little more of the honey taste, but definitely a plus. Nothing wrong with those wings. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Nothing wrong.
Wow.
Look at him.
A little
Look,
overwhelming.
his hands are shaking.
Okay.
He can't get the
Here is
food in his
the-
mouth fast
Hold on,
enough.
hold on.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Imagine.
Oh, they got fries there too.
Oh
This
yeah.
is the garlic parmesan wing. It's absolutely beautiful. Here we go.
We're at full meat rection here, by the way, folks. We're
Oh
in case
yeah.
anybody's right. It's knocking against the bottom of the
Of
table.
course, I love garlic.
Yeah, him and Paul are
Oh my
playing
God,
footsie
garlic,
under the
garlic.
table too.
That's delicious. That's amazing. That's a thumbs up also. All right.
Well, you know, when you go out with your
I'm gonna
straight
leave the burning in
friends,
my
you
mouth,
want to play a
okay?
little sake crotchy under the table.
Take a big bite of this. Here we
Obviously.
go.
I don't even know what that entails, but I bet they do.
Oh, the fire on that. Fire's great. This is the hot garlic. You got to try this. Okay, Buffalo Wild Wings. We're in the one in Buena Park. Go find one near you. It's delicious. I'll see you in the next Jack on the Go
It's
show, okay?
delicious.
See you
I'll
later.
see you in the next
Oh,
video.
get out here.
Suck.
We've all play a little sake crotchy under the table.
All right. I think we're gonna wrap it. I wanted to watch this last one, Crockett's Breakfast Camp, but I don't think it compares as good as the last couple that we watched. Maybe we'll save this one for next week on the actual live stream. But
You don't want to give our subscribers
we're-
just a little bit more
Do
Pink
you-
Chicken and Lazy Man content?
do you want to watch this one? Or I mean, I have
I want
be,
to never stop entertaining our cherished subscribers. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. And tell your friends to like and subscribe.
I have to be up early tomorrow, and I have a shit ton of chores to do still. So,
Uh-huh.
so we're watching it, not watching it. What
So
are we-
10 more minutes can't hurt.
Okay, here we go.
This will truly exhaust you, so that you
Yeah.
will get a deep, restful sleep tonight.
For the whole 30 minutes. All right, here we go.
Something like that.
And
To give you a context here, because you're not going to see it. Jack and Tammy have taken out Tammy's parents to a
Cracker Barrel ripoff.
yeah, Cracker Barrel ripoff. This is in December of last year, like so right before Christmas, but still in pandemic land in Tennessee.
Right.
So that's where we're at here.
Notice the refreshing lack of masks.
Well, it's Tennessee, you know. They know better than everybody else.
Well, the servers seem to be wearing masks, and some patrons in the back seem to be wearing masks, but obviously not Jack.
Fart, 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 fart.
Okay,
Fart.
guys, this is the menu. It's in a newspaper form, which is weird because everybody's going to be going to those QR codes soon. I know it. It's times keep changing.
Who cares?
Anyway, let's open this
Quit
up and get
whining.
the food.
Oh, here we go. Then you got to go item by item through the menu.
5 minutes a menu, guys. Get ready. Start your timers.
Oh, omelets. We don't have them where we come from. Now the Jimmy Jose's scrambler or Yimmy Jose's scrambler is what Jack will end up getting. That will play a part later on.
It's a cute menu idea, though. Having it in a little newspaper, I like that. That's cute. But not original. I mean, this is all stuff we've seen before in other places.
Right. Giant cinnamon rolls. Ho, don't get them at home.
Community Coffee, that's a big name. Let me just give you a warning. This restaurant is in Gatlinburg. It's kind of hilly around here. The restaurant parking is very minimal. This is packed. So you pretty much can't find a spot to get a car across the street.
So Jack has to limp uphill both ways, barefoot, in the blizzard. You know how it goes.
And of course, they probably went at the absolute worst time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can come back here. But you got stores and everything around.
What a whiny little bitch.
Downtown Gatlinburg, okay? Be real careful. It's hard to walk. It's very hilly.
Well, it's not, though. I mean, it is if you're disabled. Oh, did I mention something I shouldn't have? It's kind of charming and cute. All right. So I'm gonna break this down for you so you understand the context, because it took me like twice watching this to understand what the fuck was going on. The plate you're seeing right here is neither Jack nor Tammy's. This
I was gonna say that's awful spelled.
Exactly. This is Tammy's mother's plate. She gets fruit, egg, and Jack makes a big fucking deal about the egg, but that is how her mother ordered it. She wanted a little bit burnty.
Given Jack's many health maladies, this is what Jack should be eating for his breakfast.
It's
little
very
protein,
minimalist.
low carb, good macros. Got some fresh fruit there. Got some vitamins. Very nutrient dense foods. This is what Jack should be eating, but he's not.
Later on, I think it shows her with a bowl of oatmeal or something too. But so that's her mom's plate.
Eggs got overcooked just a little bit. I mean,
you don't learn this until later, so I'm trying to help you along to understand what WTF is going on. Okay, now you're looking at Tammy's plate. Tammy's plate here is a breakfast burrito, or no, I'm sorry, breakfast quesadilla type concoction. It's got eggs, probably sausage, I'm guessing, some kind of pico de gallo, beans, maybe some rice on the back end, definitely sour cream. That's Tammy's plate.
Right. Yeah. And just remind everybody.
Admittedly, it doesn't look bad, but it's certainly not healthy.
And it's nothing. This is before Profile by Starvation.
Okay, now the plate you're looking at now is Tammy's dad's plate. He has some kind of omelet, maybe just a plain omelet, like a cheese omelet. He has some hash browns.
They said it's a Mexican omelet.
Okay, but he has hash browns, and then he has I don't know what the stuff in the front is. Is that also hash browns? This like white pile of whatever. But he has some toast here. It looks.
Those be grits.
Is it? It's maybe not the healthiest thing, but it's also.
But remember, this is the holidays. This is Christmas. They're out with their son. They're out with their daughter and son-in-law. This is a celebratory occasion, so you're gonna overeat a little bit. It's the holidays.
But it's also not the worst thing on the table.
Right.
That's coming up in a second here. Ready?
At least, pause it for a second. At least you can tell this is a breakfast. The omelet is in the center, 3/8 omelet in the center, the toast to the side, the hash browns to the side, to the opposite side of that. This is a carefully organized breakfast plate. It's someone took care in arranging the food on the plate this way. It's a good presentation. And again, classic 3/8 omelet, classic Western omelet, a breakfast staple. It's a big breakfast, but it's a special occasion, so he's allowed. And his dad obviously doesn't have weight issues.
No.
That's awesome. All right, so
And then we
Jimmy-
come to the
Jimmy
star of the
Jose.
show, Jack's plate. No, like let's just stop and pause for a second before we say anything else. If you didn't know any better, and you didn't read the title, because obviously
This is where you came in.
that's a dead giveaway. The Crockett's breakfast camp that you see in the upper corner.
If this were the thumbnail,
Forget you saw any of that. What would you think when you looked at this? Would you think that this is a breakfast item, or would you think, oh, Jack and Tammy just went to another Tex-Mex restaurant or a Mexican restaurant for Taco Tuesday or
As you
whatever? As you do. I mean, because literally this looks like every other plate that they've gotten at every other restaurant that's a Tex-Mex
but
place that
notice
they
how
go to every
stuffed
single
the
week.
plate is. Notice how stuffed the plate is, and how everything is stuffed inside something else.
Yeah.
I like to put things in other things.
Okay, Chef Bobby. All right, so I'm going to start it back up here. So now you know the lay of the land of the plates on the table.
Cream and the corn tortilla, you want to ask for that when you order it, right?
Admittedly, I would eat it. It looks delicious, but is it healthy? Hell the fuck no, it's not. Even if you look at Tammy's. Tammy's alone. If you look at Tammy's, I would not think that this is a breakfast item. Yes, there's like yellow stuff going on here, but that could be cheese. That's
Right.
maybe not necessarily an egg. It looks like it could be a quesadilla, you know. I'm just saying two sides of the table look like they ordered breakfast. The other two sides, not so much.
Right.
And everything.
I'll let you guess who is who.
It's not like the regular quesadillas we get for dinner. All right. Cool.
Well,
Look at Tammy's tummy that's no longer there.
yeah, that was I mean, if you look at this video compared to the one where she was cutting the ribs, she lost a lot of fucking weight.
Yeah.
And it wasn't 35 pounds, Jack. Stop taking credit for her weight loss.
Right.
Good. Oh, so that's a plus to order. I wouldn't order just eggs because
He's purposely not trying to show his mother-in-law and his father-in-law's faces.
Did you see that?
Let me go. I know what you're talking about. Let me go back here a little bit. I forgot to pause it. All right. So he pans across the table to show Tammy's mother. Specifically, doesn't really show her face nor his face, his father-in-law's face.
There was probably some discussion about that.
But yeah, of course there was. He's probably like, if you fucking put me on this fucking video, I'm gonna beat you upside of the head with that camera, and I'm not gonna. I'll shove my size 6.5 foot up your ass or whatever it is. But watch this. Watch how considerate. Look at. He took a piece of his omelet and gave it to his bride, and was like, "Here, honey, I think you'll like this. Please try it."
As anyone would in a loving marriage that has lasted as long as theirs have, sharing is just the thing you do.
Right.
Except for Jack and Tammy.
No, he just watch him shovel this fucking fuckery in his face.
Well, look at the way he's holding the fork. He's holding the fork like a prisoner, like a guy in prison. He's like a guy in jail.
He's holding it like a snow shovel.
Right.
Like, we just got a blizzard. There's 12 inches of snow outside, and I got to clear this out now.
I know, but a Hispanic type of breakfast. Let me try this.
Shovel, tongue, bang. Shovel, tongue, bang. Are you gonna finish chewing that before you shove the next bite in, fat?
No.
Nope, here goes.
Nope.
Hurry, eat it faster. Eat it faster. Those children might take it.
So as I'm eating my breakfast, I start to notice there's no eggs in my scramble. So there's supposed to be 3 eggs. It's supposed to be a 3-egg scramble. And there's no eggs in there.
There's no hash browns. There's no eggs.
Anyway, if you go back, if you look at his plate, I forget the time index of when they showed his plate. His plate clearly showed eggs. There was yellow there. There were scrambled eggs in his plate. It totally was.
Let's see if I can get it. I don't want to go too far back. Wait. I mean, there's yellow going on here. I mean, I can go all the way back. Oh, wait. Is that it? Shit, hold on. Is that it?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Shit. I keep missing it. Right
There it is.
there?
Yeah.
I mean, what he's ordered though, where are you going to put the eggs? I mean, the eggs would be like kind of like a side piece item. Like it's in something. It's not the showcase piece.
In
Like,
case you're wondering, what Jack has ordered is from their Scramblers menu. He has ordered the Jimmy Jose's Scrambler. 3 farm fresh eggs, shredded beef, peppers, onions, tomatoes, cheddar jack cheese, refried beans, Mexican rice, sour cream, warm corn tortilla. Oh, the stuff on their plates is called corn pone.
oh, is that what that mushy stuff is?
Yeah, looks like grits.
Are you
That's corn
looking at their menu? How are you getting
I
this?
am.
Okay, I was just wondering. Look at that shelf ass on that woman that just walked by.
Kind of a Hispanic type of breakfast.
Sorry, I don't mean to body shame other people.
Except Jack. We will body shame the fuck out of Jack.
Hell yeah, he deserves it.
Is that like a hash or a corn hash or something?
That's 6 inches of snow right there, going in his gullet.
Okay, so as I'm eating my breakfast,
His dad his father-in-law just said it. It's corn pone.
So.
Oh, did he? I didn't hear.
Jack took the whole pile of corn pone and shoved it in his mouth without knowing what it was. He goes, some kind of hash.
So anyway, he took it back and they're making.
And his obviously exasperated father-in-law
He's such a
said,
fucking Philistine.
Now, in this scramble should be 3 eggs.
Now wait a minute. Is this the new plate or
yes?
Is it okay? So
this is plate number 2.
2. Okay.
So Jack, you saw Jack take 5 or 6 massive bites out of his first plate.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's underneath.
Now you see the steam coming off the freshly made food, fogging up his lens a little bit.
Yep. I mean, this is a plate of food. I don't think I'd even be able to finish it. And I love tacos and breakfast burritos and like.
You can see there are bits of eggs.
There's eggs in there. I'm not sure what he's complaining
about. How
about.
much other shit is in there? It's not an omelet, Jack. They mix it in.
Right.
That's why it's called a scrambler.
Right.
Okay, guys, we just finished breakfast, and I just want to say that.
Okay, before we get into this, I want you to listen to what happens here because it's interesting. It's
Now remember, he is out with his in-laws. Probably at some point before they picked them up, Tammy leaned over to Jack in the car and said something along these lines. I would appreciate it very much if we can just have a quiet breakfast for once with my parents and you don't make a scene. Don't call the manager. Don't whatever happens, just take what they give you. Don't ask to see anybody. We just want a quick, quiet breakfast with my parents.
Then we're gonna go shopping for the kids. We know they're getting married this year. We want to get them stuff for their new apartment. You know, like because it's Christmas time. They're gonna go Christmas shopping after this.
Mommy wife Tammy is what every person in an abusive relationship calls the bargaining phase.
Yeah.
She's bargaining with Jack. Please, whatever you do, can I ask you not to make a scene in front of my parents? What does Jack do? What does Jack say to that? How does Jack respond? Please hit play.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Listen to this shit.
The eggs came out as requested. I thought they looked a little dark, but that's how she wanted them. So that's perfect.
So he's complaining about his mother-in-law. Or her dish.
Extremely powerful. The smoke flavor. It's a pecan bacon. Tons of it was in the omelet. The only thing we had problems with was my dish.
The only thing they had problems with, all 4 of them, was Jack's dish. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that keeps happening? At some point, you have to realize there's not issues. You're the issue. You're becoming the issue. You are the issue. It's not, oh, this happened and that happened and this happened and that happened and all this stuff happened and it's bad stuff and blah blah blah. No. You're the issue. You're the issue generator. You could let it go. Let it roll off your back like, hey, it wasn't the greatest meal I ever had, but it was still delicious.
Again,
Or
the point of it was not how
you
much
could
food can I
make-
get. The point of this meal was not how much food can I shove in my little mouth hole at once. The point
No,
of this meal was to have
it
a good time
was.
with his in-laws.
That was Tammy's view of it.
Right.
Jack's view is, I ordered 3 eggs, and by gosh, I want my 3 fucking eggs, or heads are gonna roll in this motherfucking joint. I don't care who's here. Collateral damage.
Did he want them to like cook it at the table so he could see the way they make guacamole at the table? Like, well, could you make my meal here so I know how much food you're not ripping me off for?
Pretty much.
I
That's what
ordered
it
a
sounds like.
3-egg scramble.
Okay, so here we go.
The flavor was great, but I couldn't find an egg anywhere in my dish. I brought it back and got another dish. I didn't see 3 eggs in there either. And I'm telling you, I know I've worked with eggs before. I've added eggs in. I've done eggs, peppers, and onions.
I've seen
I mean,
pictures
I
of
know
eggs.
how much 3 eggs looks like. I couldn't find
An
one
egg's
egg
my
in the
cousin.
dish. I did with small pieces.
I
Tammy
worked
picked out
with
a
an
few
egg
pieces
once.
that were egg related, but do we have 3 eggs in that dish? I don't know. So the manager was very cool about it. He took it off the bill. I gave it back, and I said, "Thank you very much." And
After consuming more than several bites, there's Tammy hanging her head in shame off frame right.
If you listen to what he said, he got 1 meal.
Right.
Jack determined there were no eggs in it, which
but he still ate most of it.
May or may not have been the case. We don't know. We didn't see it.
You saw him gorge himself on at least the corn pone off the plate, plus 3 or 4 snow shovels full of food.
I was gonna say like 5, like 5 plus the corn pone. So like a quarter to half of the plate gone. He gets the second plate. The second plate doesn't meet his standards either, because he says there's supposed to be a 3-egg scramble. He doesn't think there's 3 eggs in it. He has Tammy investigate it, and she says there's egg-like texture in it, whatever the fuck that means.
Now, Pink Chicken, let me pose this question to you.
Oh, no.
Which of these 2 things, A or B, like going to the optometrist, is it better 1 or 2? Which of these 2 scenarios do you think is the more likely scenario? Scenario 1. Jack couldn't see the egg on his plate, and in fact, he may or may not have gotten the requisite amount of egg in his Jimmy Jose's scrambler from Crockett's breakfast camp. Or 2, scenario number 2, Tammy did have the discussion before they picked her parents up and said, "Can we please have a quiet meal and not have any kind of disruption? I just want to spend some time with my folks." Now, what do you think that does to man-toddler Jack? What happens when you admonish Jack?
Oh, I see where you're getting at.
Backtalk Jack. All Tammy did was wind up the fucking pin. All she did was pull back on the spring. Because the instant you tell Jack not to make a scene, he's going to make the biggest scene, the sceniest scene in any scene history of all the scenes of the world. Jack is going to go fucking nuclear. And what happened here?
Well, I was going to say both, because you asked me like either A or B or A or 2 or whatever it was. But my thing is, like, I've made fried rice before, and I've put in 1 or 2 eggs. And when you mix a bunch of shit in with the fried rice, the egg kind of gets crumbly, and if not, like, it clings to other things. Like, you don't necessarily see the pieces.
It
like
combines and incorporates with the other ingredients, which is what you try to do in an egg dish like that.
Exactly. That's my thing. And like, he's like,
or a breakfast scramble. If he wanted to see Jack, and again, this is where it all layers on top of Jack, because you have incompetence on top of infantile behavior, on top of immaturity, on top of gluttony, on top of sloth. It all like a fine egg scramble. What Jack thought he was getting was an omelet, like his father-in-law got.
Right.
He didn't understand the difference between the omelet and the scramble. So that pissed him off. And of course, the thing that pushed him over the edge was mommy wife's Tammy little admonishment in the car before they picked the parents up. Saying, "Please, Jack, please, sweetie, please, honey, I'll buy you a toy. We can go to Wendy's later. How about that?" If you're a
Right.
good boy at the meal, mommy wife will take you to Wendy's later.
You'll
You can
get a
get chili at a
Frosty.
Frosty. Right.
Yeah,
You can dip your fries in it.
yeah. No. There. I think you're right. I think there's a combination of like it's kind of like a chili. Like there's a lot of ingredients going in here,
Well,
and
it's like
them
a
all
fine
combined together like
it's like a
creates church
fine
chili or
it's
something.
like a fine country scramble that you will get at Crockett's Breakfast Camp in Gatlinburg,
Listen,
Tennessee.
if you want a scramble with 3 eggs, order a 3 scramble eggs. That's what I do. I like my breakfast meat separate
She does.
from my eggs from my hash browns. I like them all separate, but and I like to eat them like on the same fork, but I don't necessarily like the texture and like
And
the
she'll eat it with bacon, sausage, or chorizo.
chorizo, but I don't necessarily want it all in one like sloppy pile of mess.
Like
I
what
mean,
Jack just ate.
don't get me wrong, I love my breakfast burritos, I do, but like there's a time and a place for those, but if I'm going out to breakfast, I want scrambled eggs, I want bacon, and I want hash browns, and I want them all separate, not touching each other.
No touching!
Because I'm a toddler, but you can
No
see
touching!
when you get eggs like that, when you say I want 2 eggs, I want 3 eggs, whatever, you see the pile of eggs in front of it. It's not really that much, and then when you combine it with other things, and the eggs are like tender and like brittle,
Moist.
not brittle, like that's not what I want to say, but they're like when you scramble
They
them,
incorporate in the other ingredients. They coat
right?
them.
They cling to them.
Mhm.
So I highly doubt that he didn't get 3 eggs, because the first time he sent it back, maybe he didn't get it the first time, but the second when he got them and he's like, this isn't right, and he sent it back, somebody back there was like, okay, we're gonna get this right this time. If they didn't spit in his meal, entirely.
No,
The
none of that
third
happened.
time he tried to send it back was like the end. Um,
I like where your head's at with that. That the first time it took it back, the manager was like, guys, I know we're very busy, but please remember, you have to, we have picky customers. You have to try to satisfy them.
right,
Please
right.
make the food the way we showed you.
Yep.
Make the food the way your trainer trained you to make them. Food trainer,
your
trainer's
gym
brother.
trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make the way the food gym trainer showed you how to make it. But when that plate came back the second time, and he's like, make the food the way I showed you how to make it. Oh, and don't anybody here get any random thoughts about spitting in this customer's food. The customer is sacred. The customer is always right.
Mm-hmm.
The second time that plate came back, that manager was shoving that food down the front of his pants, rubbing those tortillas on his ball sack, going, everybody want to spit this? Everybody group spit. Come on, get it in there. This fucking cow out there in section B2 just sent the food back again after shoving in the other half of the plate down his gullet. Here, everybody touch it.
Oh God!
Would anybody else like to warm their balls on the corn tortilla like I just did? Anybody? Group spit, guys. Come on.
Ball sack tortilla.
Indeed.
All right, I think this is a good place to end it. I mean,
Yes.
there's a
group spit and ball sack tortillas. Ironically, my Tinder profile name of the day.
I mean, there's not much going on here at the end. He's just whining and complaining. But I think we covered a great swath of Throwback Thursday viewer requests.
Yes.
But if you do have one that we haven't covered yet, please send us a suggestion at
Yes.
the link at the bottom of your screen. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and Facebook /PCNTLM.
And don't wait till Thursday to do it, because obviously we don't wait till Thursday to show it.
Yeah, it's technically now Friday now. But anyway, this will premiere on it'll be in the future. We're in the past, but you're going to be in the future.
Tell us of your future world, future man.
So we'll put this as a premiere on YouTube because it worked pretty well last week. And what did I want to say?
Will work for you there in the future of 2 days from now.
Yeah,
Day and a
48
half.
hours. Yeah, not even that.
27 hours from now.
But yeah, we'll have the live chat up for you guys. We don't know if there's going to be, a new Jack live stream. We don't know any of that stuff. That's all unknown to us. We don't know what the Friday,
Right.
that is to say today, special video is going to be. But
Right.
those will all be fun surprises for next week when
Just
we're
be afraid,
going to be
'cause
back live.
Jack has survived his kidney stone passing, and he has three crates of bacon grease to use up. So Lord knows what he could do with that by tomorrow.
Yeah. There's no telling where we can go from here, but I know I say that like every single week and every single episode.
Right. Hashtag meet Marine Lube.
I don't have that one. I do have one guy, 3 tubs though.
Oh boy. Keto Bear Man Frosting.
Oh yeah, I still have that one. Keto Bear Man Frosting. But thank you for joining us. I think we're closing this up because we got to get going. we got to get
Group
rolling
spit ball
here.
sack tortilla.
Oh my God, we're not hashtagging that. But anyway, we thank you for joining us as always. Like it's
Yes,
been
indeed.
really.
Thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for tolerating us.
It's been a real bummer not having any interaction these last 2 weeks. So we're going to be super excited come next Saturday when we get everything.
As always, you are the mommy wives to our man toddlers.
Exactly. And we appreciate you. We really do. Yeah.
Especially those of you that remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.
Yeah, if you hit that notification bell, you'll know when we go hashtag pretend live on Saturday. It'll be at 2 p.m.
And soon when we go live again.
Yeah, when we actually go live.
Right.
But yeah,
Throwback Thursday is actually on a Thursday.
Correct. But thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We're gonna close this up because I gotta pack. I gotta do a bunch of stuff. It's
leaving
crazy.
on a jet plane.
I'm leaving on a jet plane tomorrow, today, whatever day it is. So thank you for joining us.
Locking the kitty cats in a closet with one can of food to see if watch them fight to the death for it. And
heckin' yes. And then maybe next week you'll get to see a picture of the new Robert Meoni Jr.
Robert Meoni Jr., yes.
Yes. All right.
But as always, folks, thank you for joining us on this extra long, extra live, pre-recorded version of
Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man.
Thank you and good night, folks.
Thank you and good night. I'm hitting the button.
She's hitting the button.